We back up in this piece. What's up with y'all, man? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of DDM TV with your boy Big Dice. Hey, check it out. So, y'all remember on the last video, which was about a week, maybe two weeks ago. Sorry about that. I was taking care of some stuff in my personal life, and y'all know you gotta make sure shit is right so that you know what I'm saying, you can come back and be right. But anyway, we was checking out Darrell Brooks in the interrogation in this long, drawn-out trial of his, which I'm sure all the jurors are probably pissed at him because, you know, when you got to go to jury duty, that means you got to leave work, and jury duty it don't pay no bills. You feel what I'm saying? So every time they had to come in and go back out, because he wouldn't stop talking, man, I'd have lost my cool. You feel me? So shout out to Judge Darrell and everybody in there that was able to maintain and get through that type of stuff, because it damn sure couldn't have happened in my neighborhood. Everybody in that courtroom would have got on that dude top. But anyway, we was talking about the interrogation to start off with or whatever, and we got a little bit into it. And, you know, for the most part, they haven't told him what's going on. They haven't told him why they have him there or anything, except for the domestic stuff. But the domestic stuff ain't really what they got him there for. They're not even they're not even really charging him with any of that later on in the court case, because the main part of this case is him running over all those people at the parade in Waukesha. So we're going to jump right back into it, and we're right here at the part where he kind of manipulates himself, because when they asked about him having custody of all his children, he said his son, he don't. Basically insinuating, you know, that he has custody of his other kids, including Arsenaway. I'm sorry. I've heard a lot of ghetto names. You know what I'm saying? Hennessy, Alizé, all that type of stuff. But what does Arsenaway sound like to y'all? That's crazy. Anyway, let's jump back into this video, man. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in.
Okay. Were you working out there at the time in Nevada?
Yep.
Was she too?
She may have still been in high school, maybe.
Okay.
Back then.
Okay. And you guys never got married?
No.
How old is she?
31.
31? Okay. So is she originally from there?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. And you said you were originally from Detroit, ended up out there working
in Milwaukee. No,
I
was born in Detroit. I grew up here, but I ended up.
Look, right now they're talking about he's basically questioning him about Erica Patterson and how that all came about and her moving with him and all that. So
That's how it went.
Okay. So did you guys stay in Nevada? I guess walk me through kind of, if you can, I guess you guys journey a little bit from Nevada to how she said something about Georgia. Maybe you were in Georgia for a while. I don't know if that's right. And then now you guys ended up here.
Yeah.
Kind of what's your guys' timeline?
The Georgia thing was because we were off and on for a while, and
Mm-hmm.
the Georgia she ended up initially because her mom had custody of her kids. She has 5 kids.
Okay.
She lost custody of all her kids because of drinking and domestics with her other boyfriends and her other 2 baby daddies.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a frequent. It ain't just with me.
Sure.
This is a theme with her.
Yep.
She fights with everybody she dates because of her drinking. Her family took the kids. Her mama.
it's crazy how he know that. Like, he all up in her other relationships and shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, like what you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Her mama was the first one, and then one of her cousins had.
Step where? What's happening? Brian Lane.
I can't
what
remember
up,
exactly how it went, but I know her mom had 3 of the kids.
Okay.
Her mom had my daughter, and then.
Oh, that's my nigga B Lane.
2 of
Salute,
the other
fam.
ones, 2 of her other ones.
Mm-hmm.
And her mom just basically put her foot down, like, look, if you gonna continue to drink and do what you're doing, I'm not gonna let you, you know. So her mama just basically, I'm taking the kids. You can't do what you're supposed to do. I'm gonna take the kids. And her mom moved to Georgia first.
Okay.
She stayed in Reno.
So if her mom took the kids, that means she took Arsenaway then too. If I'm not mistaken, Arsenaway is the child that they have between the 2 of them. But I could have sworn this dude said that he only didn't have custody of his son.
Then maybe after about,
Like one thing this dude do is manipulate and lie about everything, and you could tell that's been his whole life, manipulate to get, you know what I'm saying, what he want. And this isn't a shot at women or anything like that, but men that are raised by single woman households tend to pick up feminine, you know what I'm saying, attributes. So he's gonna play the role of being a man biologically, mentally, and physically, while also merging that with his femininity. If that make any sense to y'all, you know what I'm saying? So at the same time as he's going to be vulgar and try to be in charge of a conversation, he's also going to nag and play victim at the same time, which ends up being nothing but a whole bunch of lies that he keeps stepping on himself with.
maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years or something like that, her mom convinced her, look,
Facts, bro.
come and try to build a relationship with your kids now. It's been a long time. You ain't seen them in a couple years. That's why she moved to Georgia.
Okay.
Her mom passed away, though, 2020 July or something like that. Her mom passed away, so...
So
her
what happened to
mom's
the kids?
wish on her deathbed that she told all her family is don't let her get those kids. They gave the kids to her anyway.
Okay.
They was staying from hotel. They didn't
Boy,
even have
step
nowhere to
wind
stay.
in the
They was
building,
staying from hotel
Billy in the
to hotel
house.
to hotel.
Were you in Reno or Georgia at this time?
I was in Milwaukee at this time.
Okay. How many years ago are we talking?
This nigga been all over the
Her
place.
mom passed 2020.
Like, look, check it out. This nigga been all over the place. They talking about, I think even Utah or some shit. But he from Detroit, so he's lived there. He's raised in Wisconsin. You understand what I'm saying? Atlanta, Nevada, because they got the Las Vegas thing. I think he was living in Cali, and he's not necessarily an old man. He probably late 30s, early 40s, right? When you see people that move around like that, it's like you ain't never been grounded that long nowhere with being so many places. So why do you live in so many places? Usually somebody like that either burn their bridges everywhere they at and they get ran up out of town or gotta run out of town, or that nigga just ain't no good and he running from wherever he from. You feel what I'm saying? But something ain't right about that being in all these different cities all the time, which lets you know he moving around manipulating, because you can only manipulate for so long before people find you out, and then you got to get the fuck out of that town.
Okay. When did you get back to Milwaukee?
I got back to Milwaukee years ago,
Okay.
2017, 18, something like that. I had been back in Milwaukee. And at that time, like I said, we've been off and on these 16
Down
years.
south for a while. There.
Right. I didn't know we had, like I said, we go off and on. When I get to the point where I'm like, look, dude,
So then
I love you to death.
So then he
I'm
been off
always-
and on with her. She got 5 kids, so he been off and on with her while she's in these other relationships with these dudes, having even more kids. Mac J, what's up, man? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. It more so sound like you just knew you could always manipulate this girl. Because I can tell the situation between the two of them just by paying attention to her and paying attention to him. Oh, he used to manipulate the hell out this girl.
I love you to death. You
She a
my child
pushover.
mama.
I'm sorry to say,
care
I'm
about you.
not trying to clown her, but she's not. She's not. I don't think she's confrontational like that. She's like soft spoken and stuff like that. So it's easy for him to get loud and take charge and pretty much have her wherever he wants her. That's why, like I said, something about why did she go back the next day to go be around this dude when they know they got a restraining order? You already know who he is. You known him almost 20 years. And you go back around him. That's because she's the type of female that ends up with the type of dude like this. These type of guys search out soft-spoken females like this. That ain't gonna give them too much of a fight, because like the same thing couldn't have happened. That couldn't have happened with my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have an abusive relationship, but I guarantee you, if I was to put my hands on my woman, if I was that type of dude, I guarantee you it wouldn't be no abuse. It would be a fight. She's gonna rock and roll with it. You feel me?
But while this is going on, I'm not finna.
Bro, they always think they're gonna talk their way out
why
of
we
it.
wasn't having any contact.
Okay.
So
I mean,
This damn
obviously
case
you
never
stand
get.
someone-
This shit never get old.
yeah,
This was like
I'm always
the best court case I ever watched.
she's okay. At least that, even if we're not actually dating,
Yep.
I'm at least gonna be like, you know, do you need anything? Are you all right? My mom too. My family. My mom didn't even meet her until she came to Wisconsin. All these years, and my mom just met her in June.
And do you stay at your? Is it your mom? You talked about your mom. Is it her address you stay at now?
He said that. He said she didn't meet the mom all these years. She didn't meet his mom. He said that kind of like that was her fault.
She owns the
house. She doesn't stay there anymore, but she owns the house.
Okay.
She has her own house.
I think we put your mom as emergency.
Yeah.
He definitely tries to manipulate the weak. He thought Judge Darrell was weak. That nigga was talking to the judge like that was his woman.
Is our Sinaway, am I pronouncing that right?
Yes, sir.
Is she up here or is she still in Georgia?
She's still in Georgia.
Our Sinaway.
When did Erica?
That's a crazy name for a child.
Back up to the Milwaukee area.
And before we continue, man, shout out to Crime Circus. This is a video from Crime Circus. I cannot take no credit for recording this video or searching it out. Well, I did search it out, but it belongs to a channel called Crime Circus. So if you guys want to check out that channel, make sure you guys type in Crime Circus. Go over there, give them your full support, man. Very nice channel, very informative channel.
Never was here in the first place. She didn't come here until June.
This year.
It
Okay.
was the first time ever being in Wisconsin, being around my family, my mom and everybody up here, because her family won't do anything for her. You gonna keep drinking? They basically told her, we're washing our hands of you. You don't want to do right. We got to take on the responsibility of your kids. All the kids are still in Georgia. None of them are up here. So what does that tell you?
All Erica's other kids.
Yes, all of them are dead. Yeah, and they just basically told her. They tried to get her to go to rehab. She didn't want to
what
go.
that tell you is not only was she a bad mother, you was a shit father. Because if she, for one, with your kid, not with the rest of her kids, but even with the rest of her kids, they're gonna try to find the fathers if she lose her kids first, unless there's a reason why the fathers cannot have the children. Sometimes it's due to felonies. You understand what I'm saying? So the reason why the kids are not up there isn't necessarily because of her alone. If her mom has custody of all the kids and they're not with any of the fathers, then that means y'all niggas was just as bad, if not the reason why she's the way she is. Especially Mr. Darrell Brooks, because you've been messing with that girl since her mind was at the age to be easily manipulated. Let's not forget, this dude was a grown man messing with Erica Patterson when she was a minor. He got a minor pregnant. And he don't like for people to bring that up. Later on in the court case, y'all gonna see how he react to that.
So they just was like, fine. You know, if you want to stay hotel to hotel drinking and doing what you're doing, we're done. We'll make sure the kids are good, but we're done. And that's when my mom stepped in and was like, look, you staying hotel to hotel to hotel to hotel. Maybe it'd be best you come up here and we can get you set up and get you a job and start helping you get on your feet. My mama told the both of us, not just Erica. She said, man, whatever y'all need, I'll help.
Okay.
Boom. She came up here. I showed her how to make a resume, get a job. She got a job at a hotel. Everything was going good, but she starts drinking.
Did she stay with you at your mom's place for a while?
She was staying with me at my mom's place for a while, yes.
Okay. On North 19th there?
Yes, sir.
So it was just you and her. It wasn't your mom staying there. She just owns it?
Yeah, she owns the property, yes.
Okay. So she comes up in June.
And everything was good.
Let's see. If his mom owned property, right? If his mom owned the property that he stay in, that tells me a lot. And I can't say for sure, but just based off my own assumption, and yes, I am assuming, but if you live in a place that your mom owns and she don't got to live there, then your mom have always been able to take care of you as a kid and everything, which leads me to think that he was catered to, which enables the person he is today. With it being blamed on mental health issues, but this cat right here is sharp as a tack, even in the court case. He ain't smart. I wouldn't say he's that intelligent, but he is sharp mentally. He don't miss a beat. And all the manipulation he do kind of points to the fact of a spoiled brat growing up. That's always been able to talk his way out of every fucking thing, or he'll get vulgar because you don't really see or hear any mention of any men around in his life. So he's always able to be the vulgar man. And most likely scare the women in his life. Because even his best friend was a girl. He talked about his mama, then Erica Patterson. Most of his kids is girls. He's you know what I mean? His paternity test had to deal with the girl in Waukesha, which he say he doesn't know that city, but you're up here for a paternity test. Like, he doesn't catch how he's stepping on himself in this interrogation. I mean, he might as well be a battle rapper with all them double entendres. You feel what I'm saying?
So what's this thing you said you just got out of jail like last week? Did I have that right from her?
Yeah, no, that wasn't from her. It was a paternity case here in Waukesha for my son. So it wasn't a criminal case.
See?
I had
See what I mean? Now remember, he told the detectives in the first video, early in the interrogation, that he don't know Waukesha like that. He even said he even kind of makes reference to it in the court case until Erica Patterson kind of blasts him out, basically like, you know what I'm saying? You know Waukesha. That's how you knew where to go. It's her that didn't know.
So it was some type of hold.
It was unrelated to her.
It was unrelated to her. I think it was because I missed court.
Okay.
But they were saying,
what up, man?
It was because I have to pay the rears now that my son, the regular child support order isn't on my name anymore because my son's grown and out of school, and his mom never had any state assistance like food.
And shut your old ass up.
Stamps or anything like that. So the order, they ended it, but they said I have to pay the rears. And I had a court date, I think, in the summer sometime that I
look. I've never been on child support before because I take care of my babies, right?
Okay. So when
I never been on child support before, right? Because I take care of my babies. Now, when he say rears, is that a thing? Because what I've always known it to be was you have to pay the back pay, the pay you missed. You know what I'm saying? But maybe they say it different in different places because I know you got places that say the DMV, like Department of Motor Vehicles. Then you got, what's the other one? DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles. Oh, like in New Mexico, they got the MVD, which sound like a venereal disease, don't it? But it stands for Motor Vehicles Department. But you go to Cali, then it's Department of Motor Vehicles. So could it be that he's saying rears, like, you know what I'm saying, as far as child support, is rears a thing on the East and or in the Midwest? Because out this way, they say, nigga, you got to pay that back pay.
I came here, all I did was they picked me up. I came to Waukesha. I went to court.
I didn't know. That's why I asked, because I didn't want to clown the nigga and then somebody be like, nigga, rears is a thing.
Booking, and it was just like, okay, well.
It was a Waukesha warrant?
It was a Waukesha paternity.
So it sounds like this.
Oh, okay.
What's your
2003. It goes back to 2003.
What's his name?
Xavier.
Where does he live?
He lives in Menominee Falls.
I just never heard it as rears.
Attorney warrant reference him, so he's not in Waukesha, he's in Waukesha County.
Yeah. Well, when he was born, like I said, his mom is from New Berlin.
Okay.
I guess that's Waukesha County.
Yeah. All right.
So the order is out of that county.
So that got all taken care of though once you got released from jail, whatever needed to
I have another court date coming up for that. It's just to make sure that I can, verify some things for them. Am I going to be working? Because the rears, they aren't like really significant like that. It's not like I owe $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 or something crazy like that. They just like, you just got back pay. That's basically what they said.
Okay, he just explained it. Okay.
He's 18 now. He's grown. He has his own job, his own car. Like,
that's not correct.
yeah, just pay.
You learn something new every day.
That's why I was like, when they said I had a warrant in Waukesha, I said, for what? They said, oh, it's just paternity. I'm like, my son's grown. Like, what the hell?
Right. So you're still in North 19th, right?
Yes, sir.
Is Erica out?
she's not around me.
How long?
And see, that's why I asked, was it on the East Coast and shit? Because rears, that sound like something that's from back that way. Because it just don't sound, it just don't sound like nothing on the West Coast. I ain't never heard no rears. We speak too proper. You know what I mean? You hear a motherfucker out on the West Coast saying rears, oh, they gonna say the R-E-A-R-N-S. You gonna hear every syllable.
Out of there.
She hasn't been around.
Oh yeah, I got to go pay my rears. Did you hear it?
There since October.
Okay. Where did she? So I didn't talk to her. Where did she go?
I have no idea.
Okay.
She says she knows people. She has friends that she hangs out with.
Where?
I
did you
don't.
say they are?
I don't know. I cannot tell you. I cannot tell you. My mom just told her. She said, "Y'all, if y'all gonna keep arguing and doing all this, you gotta go."
Yo, if y'all have not checked out this whole court case, go watch it,
I
man.
haven't been. Recently, I haven't
It's
been.
wild.
My mom was basically
So
like,
your mom threw her out?
she didn't really throw her out. She was just saying, if you're gonna be drinking, if y'all, you know, because my niece and nephew are here.
Okay.
They see this stuff. My nephew calls my mom, and he's like, dude, she out here tripping.
Okay.
Uncle keep telling her to leave, because it'd be times where I know she'd come drunk, and I tell her, just leave. And I'm not going nowhere, you bitch ass motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. And my nephew would call my mom, and because I kept telling him, I said, don't call the police on her. She just drunk.
Y'all notice he not one time takes accountability for anything. If she's living there, so she just getting drunk while she living there with you, and you just being a good Samaritan and trying to help her. Like I doubt that, just based off of his demeanor in the courtroom. I doubt that she's not triggered by you, or you not a part of it also. I'm pretty sure y'all was sitting around, you know what I'm saying, doing your thing. You didn't stop her from drinking. Even if you don't drink, you was chilling, smoking, doing your thing. Y'all was chilling. Then she starts tripping because she's drunk, right? Like, come on, man. This nigga right here, boy, he a class act with that narcissism stuff.
It's not, she's not, trust me.
All right.
Like, this nigga didn't even want to take blame.
She's gonna be
He didn't even want to take blame in the court hearing for the charges. He kept saying stuff like, I don't understand the charges, the nature of the charges that are brought against me. What don't you understand about it? What do you not understand about running people down in a parade? What even made you fight that case? He set up in the courtroom, being as defined as possible. Now, where I will back him up at is, I know people looked at him and was like, oh, this man get on my nerves. How could he be like this and stuff? How could he not? He already know what's done. What's done was done. Unfortunate for the victims, and prayers to them. But what's done was already done. He knows where he's going. His last chance to get out of that was right here in this interrogation room, until they dropped the dime on him. But that's why he kept asking, like, what am I looking at? Trying to see if they're going to tell him we know about this part. Because if he can get out, he going to dip. That might be why he ran from state to state, running from different cases, running from police and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And look, he should have took the plea like Street said. But I don't know if there was a plea on the table or not. There usually is always a plea to save from court cost. So if there was a plea, he should have took the plea. But his idea was, well, I'm already doing life. Which that's where I'm getting to, where I say I'll kind of back him up, because I'm already doing life. Now he don't have to care. He doesn't have to care anymore. Now what he's doing, he did on purpose. Delaying the court proceedings, drawing it out, dragging it out. He didn't mean nothing by it. In a way, he kind of won, because he did and got the way he exactly wanted it to be. Dragged out the court case, irritated everybody, got to be his own lawyer, in just to be able to confront victims and make them uncomfortable. Make everybody relive that day. That's the person he is. And when he made that choice to run over all these people, see, you got a lot of weak dudes that do stuff for attention. And I feel like that's not something that he wanted to do. I mean, he can use it. He could try to use it in prison and be like, yeah, I ran down a bunch of white folks and stuff like that. But nigga, you don't get no credit for that. I don't support that as a black man. You running down all them innocent victims that was enjoying a parade, families. We don't support that. But when he did it, like I said, you got a lot of weak men that are weak in relationships. I bet you he probably harassed this girl even the whole time, the whole 16 years, even when she was with her other kids' fathers. So when he goes and run down these people, I take that as an act. Watch what I'm gonna do. Just like when niggas get into it with a female or something, she about to leave them. Well, I'm gonna take myself out. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, but you know, I can use the profanity and stuff, but I can't say certain things on YouTube. And I ain't trying to lose my monetization. But dudes be like that. Oh, I'm going to take myself out if you don't be with me. So they do certain things to get the attention of the person. I don't understand why he went that far and thought he would get away with it, but he definitely thought he would get away with it because he tried to get away. Tried to hop in an Uber and dip out. Then you was in your mama car and everything. So he ran over them people out of frustration of whatever was going on that day in his life. The female pissed him off. Oh, I'm going to show you. Watch. Forget all these people up here. Mad. I just still can't see what would make you, especially after the sound of hitting the first person. Has anybody ever heard what it sounds like for somebody to get hit by a car? It almost sounds worse than a car hitting another car. You almost hear every bone break. The way somebody's body smacks up, man. I've seen it. I've heard it. So what would make him not stop? Then you running over people. I mean, the car is jumping and you just, man, I don't get it. I don't get it, especially if you wasn't, I guess when they tested him, he wasn't even necessarily intoxicated. Maybe some marijuana. Marijuana.
I'm sorry.
Was she drunk?
And he could try to plead insanity all he want. Where he messed up with playing the crazy role was narcissist. See, look, he can't play that role real well because at certain times he's gonna show that he's trying to be superior. If he feels belittled, he's gonna try to be superior, which is gonna take a little bit of intelligence. You showing that you're coherent enough to recognize the fact that you should be trying to be superior right now when somebody say certain things. He wasn't at a loss. He's very sharp. So when he tried to play the I don't know and I don't understand, how do you not know and don't understand, but then you argue the same things you say you don't understand? You don't argue something that you don't understand. You try to gain understanding.
Yesterday?
She's drunk.
G5, what's happening?
Anytime she can get a bottle, she's drunk.
Okay, I understand. Was she drunk yesterday?
I have no idea.
Did you see her drinking yesterday?
No.
No. Okay. So you don't know if she was drunk yesterday?
Yeah, at somebody's home trying to get an Uber to get out of town.
No.
And I'm pretty sure he was going to try to pull the fact that, oh man, my mom's car was stolen and stuff. But when he was in here, he said his mom didn't even own a car. Like sharp, but no intelligence. Because, Negro, don't you know when they find that car, they going to run that car's name? You gave them your real name. You gave them your real name and then lied and said they hurt your arm slamming you down when you got down on the ground.
But I guarantee you, she probably was, most likely.
Okay. So
She only acts crazy like that when she's drunk.
you know what? She didn't have slurred speech or anything.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Yes. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to lie and say, oh, I saw her doing this. If I didn't see it, I'm not going to lie on her.
Tree, what's up?
But I know how she acts. I've been dealing with her for all these years. I
Yeah.
know.
What brought you to Waukesha yesterday? How did you get out here?
I was meeting up with a friend to watch the Packer game.
Okay.
That's the only reason why I was out here.
Where did you
Now,
go
the
to
crazy thing is he was already watching the Packers game. There's a video where he was already, before he went and did this that day, he was sitting outside in his mom's car. His mom even came out to the back where he was, and he was sitting in the car watching the Packers game, I think on his phone. So after his mom left back in the house, that must be when he dipped out to go up there, which turned out to be the biggest mistake of his life.
To a friend named Stephanie.
a house, a bar, or
A house.
And I don't mean to make you uncomfortable or anything, but what's the address there? What street
I
is it
have
on?
no idea about Waukesha. I don't know the streets.
What was
I
it
don't
near? I know you had to see something near it.
know.
So what was it near?
Like a gas station?
Have you been to the house before?
No,
Never before?
no.
What's Stephanie's last name?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
When did you guys set this up?
Maybe a couple days ago.
Okay.
Like I said, I have a few friends. I have a few friends in Milwaukee that have people out here, so
Okay.
it's not, I don't, like I said last night, I don't know the streets in Waukesha. It's not where I usually hang out at, so I...
Look, he don't know the streets in Waukesha, but every question they've been asking him about Erica Patterson and where they were, he was able to name. You even went to jail in Waukesha for a paternity suit for a kid from Waukesha, but you don't know the city at all.
I couldn't say, well, this street...
You know it good enough to be up there
You know,
knocking
right.
boots.
Stephanie, like a friend of yours or like a friend of a friend?
A friend of a friend, mutual friend.
And what did you say
She's
her
just
last
like-
name was?
I have no idea.
How long have you known her?
That was my first time meeting her. So,
How did you get the number to know the house to go to?
a friend.
Look, caught him
So,
off guard with that one. He wasn't quick enough with that. You got to be a little quicker than that. I wish I had that video right now so I could have played the old man with the dollar. He caught him right there. He caught his ass right there. You know what I'm saying? He asked the question so quick after the last question, he couldn't even say nothing. A friend. Like, do we not understand today that a friend shit don't work? It doesn't work. That's a dead giveaway that you lying. Because if it's somebody and you and this is what you're saying, and there's no crime behind the person, you just went to watch a Packers game with him or her, then it'd be easy to say, oh yeah, my friend Stacy or my, you know what I'm saying, my friend Eric, you know what I'm saying, they have the Packers game playing because they ain't got no crimes or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But then when you just saying a friend, now even if you're trying to keep somebody out of it, detectives and shit, they don't buy that shit. That's the type of signs they look for, whether you're telling the truth or not. A lot of people done got hung out to dry telling the truth just because they hit certain markers that makes the detectives think that they're lying. And they'll use that against you. That's why anything you say can and will be used against you. Now, one thing you guys don't see in this room right here with such a grim incident is they had a 5-hour interrogation. No lawyer. Bro, you need to shut up. Well, it's over now, but you should have shut up and you should have kept your representation. At least get something on the low end. At least be able to get life with the possibility of. Nah, you went in there and hung yourself for 6 life sentences plus 500 and something years, which equals out to even more life sentences. I hate when they do 500 years and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just life, natural life. Now, I understand the life sentences for the victims. That was to appease the victims' families. I get that. You know what I mean? But he did make one point, like, I can't serve 1,000,000 years. I can only serve 1 life sentence. I get that. But I mean, shit. I also get the judge giving you a life sentence for each person that's life you took.
You get to her house.
My friend. I went with my friend.
Okay, who's that?
My friend, I don't really want to say his name. I don't know if that's going to incriminate him.
Exactly.
So,
Okay, so let's go with this. How did you come? I know you saw Erica yesterday in Waukesha because we talked to her. Now I don't know everything that went on, and I'm not saying I believe everything she told the other officers. How did you come to meet with her in Waukesha? One, and two. You say you don't know Waukesha, but where did you meet her? A gas station, a park? I know you met her. Where did you meet her? What happened yesterday?
Yeah,
because if this is BS, like you say, and I know you met her, what happened? What happened when you met her? Where did you meet her? Let's start with that.
By a gas station.
Listen to what he said. I met her by a gas station, and we're gonna step right back to that when the cop flips it up on him later. He said he met her by the gas station.
What I was supposed to be getting some money from her.
Okay. For what?
It was the rest of my money that she had of mine that she was holding for me.
Okay, how much?
It was supposed to be $350.
Okay.
Ballpark figure.
Why did she have it? Why was she holding
Well,
it?
she had been holding it for me for a few weeks now, but like I said, I hadn't seen her.
Right, but what was she holding? Why did she have it? Why was she holding it for you?
She was just holding it for me because I told her to hold it for me. But it didn't have anything to do with, this was weeks ago. She had been holding the money. And because I had no contact with her, I couldn't tell her, and my mom wasn't going to let her come to the house to bring it.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, look, man, if I'm going to be out there, I'll meet up with you and get the money, but I'm not hanging out with you. I'm not having sex with you. And she was just like, oh, you want to kill? I'm like, I'm not finna do none of that.
Okay.
Which nobody said anything about that. The detective didn't even ask you about that.
I'm not supposed to be around you.
Now, mind y'all, most of what we're watching right now was in the first video. I just went back a little bit so we can have more of a basis of where it goes from like 36 minutes in. I just didn't want to start from right where we left off. Wanted to kind of roll back into it.
Get that. I understand that. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm not supposed to be around you.
While he's lying the whole time.
I love you to death, man. You're my baby mama. I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't.
Which I get. Don't get me wrong. Which I get because he's in a police interrogation room. Shit, do your job. I ain't about to tell you no truth. You know what I mean? Under the circumstances, we can say, well, he should have compassion to tell the truth for those victims and stuff like that. But yeah, I get what you're saying, but he didn't have compassion to not do it. So what do we expect from him? I expect exactly what we're getting from him. I expected exactly what y'all got from him in the courtroom. As bad as it sounds, that's exactly what I expected from him. He showed that early on. He showed that just by running over all those people. And if you see the pictures and the videos, he was chilling, leaning to the side, hoodie up, like he was listening to music while doing it.
Supposed to be like
very heinous act.
A hangout thing. I told her, I'm like, I'm out here. And she's like, oh, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? And I'm like, look, I'll meet up with you to get the money and, you know, give you a hug or whatever. But she was like, well, yeah, I need something. I'm like, no, we can't do it all that. I'm not going to have sex with you. I'm not going to hang out with you. Or none of that.
All right, so you told me you weren't going to do any of that.
No.
How did you
I knew where I was at. It was at 36 minutes. I just went back.
Facebook Messenger.
Man, I'm trying to do a live, man. Quit messing up my live, bro. You gonna make me do some videos on you, man. I'm just playing.
I talked to her.
I don't think she said anything about that. So just, I mean, if she's BS, how did you?
Yeah, because I didn't. This is what she does.
Hold on one second. Hold on, one thing at a time. How did you set the meeting with her? How do I verify?
That's what I'm saying. If she can't get in touch with me, that's what she'll do. She'll go to social medias and do all this and try to talk to people and all this and that. I got in contact with her through a mutual friend that we both know. And I was like, okay, tell her I'm out in Waukesha or whatever, and I'll meet up with her to get the money. And then she put us on the call. And she was just like, where you at? Yeah. And she was just like, where you at? I'm like, look, I don't know where I'm at. Do you still got that money? She's like, yeah, I want to give you the money and I want to do this and do that. I'm like, no, I'm not finna hang out with you. I'm gonna meet up with you, get the money, give you a hug and kiss. We'll talk later.
Was it still daylight?
It was
Hey,
still daylight.
you see, he making it seem like she wanted to hang with him and do all that type of stuff when that wasn't necessarily the case. Because she went and got around him and she said all they did was argue. I'm not saying that she telling the truth like she didn't want to do whatever, but the fact that he bringing it up like that is a clear giveaway that he's trying to lead the narrative of what's going on in here. You understand what I'm saying? And when you watch the court case, you can see what I mean when he has to try to feel like he's controlling something. Boy got control issues.
Still daylight.
So after the fact.
This was...
Because they spinning him up and he still think he leading the story.
The game was still on.
Left Stephanie's to go.
Yep. The game was still on. So I was like, fuck it. You know what I mean? I want to see you. I ain't seen you in like a month. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to lie and say, man, that's my baby mama. I love this woman. But I can't hang out with you. I can't do anything with you, you know.
Look, he ain't mentioning the fact that they got a restraining order, but the detectives already know there's a restraining order. Or the feds. I think they the feds, if I'm not mistaken.
Whatever the case may be, but yeah, that.
And this is on your cell phone? The three-way call obviously is your cell phone because you're not on the phone, right?
My friend's phone.
Friend's phone.
Yeah.
But yesterday...
Exactly.
So do you have your phone?
No.
Exactly. One thing I'll tell y'all about people, look, somebody that's usually telling the truth, and people think because somebody's thinking about what happened and remembering the facts of what happened in their memory, that they're lying. And they tend to believe the person that talks about what happened fluidly. Usually the person that's talking fluidly is freestyle rapping. Usually the person that's giving you a story and they know that there's something behind it and they could be in trouble or something like that. If they talking fluid and giving you way too much information, that person's most likely lying. Because if you ask me to remember something that happened, I can remember, but I remember in pieces just like a dream. And as I talk, then I start to remember stuff. This dude got a whole story already laid out. But then when the detective asks him questions that he ain't expecting, then that's when he don't, you know what I mean? That's when he just like start waving his hands and shit. You know, it's when she drinks and you know how he do. But usually if they can talk it fluidly, they're doing nothing but freestyle rapping and hoping something stick, hoping that whatever they're saying is twisting them up. But see, what this dude don't understand is you're talking so much, and people tend to do this. They'll talk so much because this shouldn't have been a 5-hour interrogation at all, because you literally was repeating yourself through most of the interrogation without repeating yourself, if you guys understand what I'm saying. So you try to repeat the same shit. You try to reiterate the same stuff that you said, but then you start saying different pieces to it in different ways. That's why the police, that's why the detectives, when they have you in an interrogation room, the main thing they want you to do, if you're willing to talk to them without a lawyer, is let you talk. Because you're going to talk yourself right into a stupor, whatever the hell that means. But I heard it somewhere, so I threw it in there.
That's what I'm saying. No.
So who is the friend whose phone you were using to talk to? Hit her on a three-way call.
I don't want to say his name because I don't want to.
Okay, I guess, so you saw her though, right? You met up with her, okay. So, how did the conversation with her end?
With me walking off and her being pissed off that I didn't want to hang out with her. I said, look, I'm not supposed to be around you, I'm gone.
Okay.
When she
Whose
said,
car did you use to get out
she
here?
said I didn't have a car.
No, whose car
There
did
you go. I'm
use
not
to
supposed to be
get out?
around you. Why? Because of restraining order.
My friend is the one that said he was gonna go hang out and watch the Packer game. I said I'm gonna go with.
Okay. Whose car did you use to get out to Waukesha?
I didn't use anybody's car.
Where does your friend live?
My friend lives in Milwaukee.
So you didn't walk to Waukesha. Whose car did you guys use to
My
get
friend.
out?
I just said my
What
friend.
type of car did you have? I'm just trying to figure out how you got here.
Yeah, I know, but it seemed like you trying to like spin me up or something. Like
I'm just asking how you got here. Whose car did you drive out here?
I didn't drive at all.
Look, see, when he's asking him how he got there, see, when somebody starts touching on the truth, right? If somebody's lying and you start touching on the truth, it's going to twist them up to the point where they start calling themselves out. That's why he's like, it seemed like you guys are trying to spin me up. Why would they be trying to spin you up? Just asking you, how'd you get to Waukesha if you're not here? Because you know about that vehicle you was in. So you start telling on yourself because you're eager to find out if they know anything about that situation of you running over them people at the Waukesha Christmas parade. So everything has been going fluid until this part when he starts, so how did you get up here? Man, it seemed like you're trying to twist me up. Peep game, I'm going to go back just a little bit.
Like, you trying to, like...
So, how did the conversation with her end?
With me walking off and her being pissed off that I didn't want to hang out with her. I said, look, I'm not supposed to be around you, I'm gone.
When that didn't happen, because there's clear video of him pulling up on them, getting in a fight with her, the other girl that she's a roommate with, and their friend, the guy. I forgot the name. It's right on the tip of my tongue, but we'll come back to it. But there's a video of him pulling up in that red Ford Escape, hopping out, hoodie on and all that, even pushed the girl. So that's BS right there. But let's go.
When she
Whose
said,
car did you use to get out
she
here?
said, I
Look.
didn't have a car.
What car did you
So
use?
whose car did you use to get to Waukesha?
My friend is the one that said he was gonna go hang out and watch the Packer game. I said, I'm gonna go with.
Okay. Whose car did you use to get out to Waukesha?
I didn't use anybody's car.
Where does your friend live?
If you said you went with your friend and he say, whose car did you use to get out to Waukesha? The answer would be his car. Or his girl's car, something. But when you're saying, I don't have a car, but you rolled up there in a car and you just told him that your friend said he was going to watch the Packers game. So you said you're going to go with him. Whose car did you drive? I don't have a car. Niggas be so smart, they stupid.
Friend lives in Milwaukee.
So you didn't walk to Waukesha. Whose car
No.
did you guys use? to
My
get
friend,
out?
I just said my
What
friend.
type of car did you have?
I
I'm just trying to figure out how you got here.
Yeah, I know, but it seemed like you trying to like spin me up or something. Like,
I'm just asking how you got here. Whose car did you drive out here?
I didn't drive at all.
Whose car did you come out here in?
My friend.
Okay, right. What kind of car is it? So here's the thing, Darrell.
Okay.
Obviously, you know, she's coming at us. I told you she's talking about some domestic related issues, okay? You know, and I don't know if she's on BS. I don't know if she's not.
I'm telling you.
Hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. I don't want you to get...
Yeah, because
Hold on, let me finish. You know, I don't entirely know all that, okay?
He's definitely not the
Just
type
right
that
now,
can listen.
Trying to figure out how you get out here. So I got to step out with my partner for a minute. Just relax. I don't want you to get you all nervous, okay? But, you know, I'm not trying to be confrontational, but I don't think when you meet her out in Waukesha and you're not from Waukesha, I think a reasonable question is to ask, how did you get out here?
Yeah.
Whether you drove, someone else drove, and if so, when you got out here, what type of car you were in. So just every hour or so, my boss, he knows we're out here. I just got to call him and say, yeah, we're talking. I'll call you back later. Just got to step out, throw in a line with him, and we'll come back. Just chill out here, enjoy your soda. We'll be right back. All right?
Peep this. Eager to talk.
So we done talking or?
No,
No,
we'll be back in a
come back
minute.
and
Just
talk to
chill
you.
out, and we'll be back. I
We
don't
just
want to
gotta
put
make
you
that
back in
call.
that, so I just got to make that call.
That check-in call.
All right?
In the middle of the conversation?
Well, do you want to tell me about the car?
Let's go another couple minutes.
Yeah, but I'm
I mean,
just,
I got to call him. I can come back, but I just...
listen, I'm willing to listen.
Look, so eager to talk.
You've been straight up with me. You've been straight up with me, right? All I'm saying is I just want to know what I'm looking at and if I can just notify my girls. That's it. I don't have a problem with talking to you guys at all. I just want to know what am I looking at. That's
told you
it.
at the start, she called about some domestic abuse related stuff. Now, I didn't talk to her myself. I told you that at the start.
Sister
She said
Suge
she was
Avery.
crazy. We talked
Salute,
Y'all
about
know
salute.
that. Y'all talk
Yeah.
to the woman.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Oh,
Other
I
officers-
apologize. You took.
Slow,
Other officers that we listened to the interview.
slow down, Darrell.
Did she look beat up? Did she look like, dude?
Darrell,
Like,
listen
come
to me.
on now, man.
Slow down, dude. All right? We can't explain it to you if you keep talking over us.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? All right? I didn't talk to her. I didn't see her. Okay? Now, she said you met out here, which you've confirmed. All right? You're from Milwaukee. All right? And I'm just asking you. You have to understand, I don't know everything. You know, so that's part of the reason I'm asking you questions. Okay? I didn't talk to her. I don't know how crazy she is or isn't. You know, I want to believe you when you say she is.
Yeah, he thought he was
Right.
smarter than everybody in the
Part of it
courtroom.
When she drinks.
Yes,
that's all.
it's asking you,
I'm not
okay.
just gonna, you
Yeah.
know.
That boy literally in that courtroom, he made himself look like a fool, and I don't even think I think he still don't even know it, cause he's so twisted up in his own head that he don't recognize nothing but himself. So I don't even think he understand the fact that he made a fool of himself. He's probably constantly every day working on his appeal, which I give him credit for the drive and for even standing up and trying to defend himself, even though he didn't know what he was doing. If anything, he was just being confrontational, and that was his chance to basically confront everybody. I don't think they should have granted him that, but they did. And I have to salute Judge Darrell, you know what I'm saying, or Judge Darrell, however you say her last name. I have to salute her because, man, she got the patience of a saint.
You know what's
Going
going
down
on
the toilet. You know what I mean? That's,
with her.
Yeah,
You know,
that
as far as
all the
how you got out here.
that's what he really wanted to do. He really just wanted to argue with Erica Patterson on the stand.
How did you get out here? You know, what car did you come out? What car did you come out here?
Our job is detail oriented. You know, a lot of people think our job is to like.
It sucks because that toxic relationship ended up injuring so many people and killing 6 based off of that toxic relationship they were in. And this idiot right here being the narcissist that he is. The one thing I would say for Erica Patterson is she probably happy that dude is out of her life for good.
no, I understand that. It's just hard to be like when you go through this and you don't.
Yeah, he was talking
No.
about, remember he was saying in the court case, he kept saying, I don't understand the nature of the charges brought against me. Like I said earlier, what don't you understand? So you don't understand the fact that you ran people down, so you thought that was all right, and then you go in the courtroom and you expect them to give you some rights, which they did. They gave you every right that you was entitled to because every man deserves a fair day in court. Regardless of what they do, they gave you that. They gave you that. And you still couldn't recognize the fact that you was wrong. You tried to teach Judge Darrell. You tried to treat Judge Darrell. Look, he already getting me pissed off. And this I've seen this trial so many times, it still pisses me off. But Judge Darrell, he tried to treat her like that was his woman or something. Once again, salute to Judge Darrell. That woman got the patience of a saint, and she's very fair and impartial. And I definitely wish that when I went down, and in my court case, as fraudulent as it was, that I had her as a judge, because I promise you they wouldn't have been able to convict me on the fraudulent charges that they did.
Like I haven't even been able to talk to my girls and be like, yo, I'm okay.
Have you?
You know what I'm saying? Like this,
You've been
you
through
be
this
in
a lot.
a situation like this, and yeah, but I've been able to call somebody too.
You've been.
You know what I mean? And
Right.
at least just say, hey, did y'all go to? I'm okay. Did y'all go to? Are y'all good? Okay, I'll talk to y'all when I
They
can.
know you're okay, Darrell.
Now listen, his girls, once again playing on the fact that he has his kids at home when he don't have custody of none of his kids. Especially not Arsenaway, which I cannot stand that name. Y'all should have never named that baby Arsenaway. Sound like you about to send the baby away, man. Like, I still can't. I can't get over that.
Because we knew you were going to be here for a while, so I know an officer talked to your mom and she knows you're okay.
But how do I know that? Like,
Well, I'm not going to make that up.
I know.
I know you haven't, but I'm not going to make that up. I know she knows you're okay.
I stay getting in these.
But
It don't matter what I do, man. Even when I don't do shit.
Hold on, Darrell.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not trying to overly frustrate you either. That's what I mean. I know you've been arrested.
See what he say? Even when I don't do shit. That's how he live his life. Not believing that anything's ever his
You
fault.
ever prayed on it?
Yeah, I pray. Yeah, that.
What's your religion, if you don't mind me asking?
Christian, very strong.
Born and raised Christian.
Born and
Catholic,
raised,
Lutheran?
Baptist.
Baptist?
Strong family, both. I got reverends. My granddad, rest in peace. My grandma, my daddy side were reverends. My mom, strong church family. I grew up in church, being baptized.
Do you go regularly every Sunday?
That's a fact,
I try to. Since the COVID, our church isn't doing congregational things. They're kind of just doing it like online. You can watch the.
You know, one thing I hate,
service on Zoom.
and I'm not the big religious person like that, but one thing I hate is for liars and manipulators to always throw religion in it, to always act like they so well endowed in religion, and you know what I mean, like he said, you know what I'm saying, he's a big Christian, like he's highly into it, and da 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 da. But if you go and watch videos before this Waukesha parade thing happened, all the videos of Darrell Brooks, I don't see you praising the Lord. I see you dabbling in the devil's world. On all your videos, even your weak ass music video. But it's crazy how when people need a defense mechanism, these manipulators, it's always, you know what I'm saying, I'm this religious person, I'm Christian and all that type of stuff. But then when he was on his way to go to prison for the rest of his life, he's spewing stuff out like religion ain't gonna help me. Like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I really have an issue when manipulators like this jump to God and religion and try to use that basically as a defense mechanism. Like, this dude tried everything to get out of this. Like, it's almost like he thought he was just in the counseling center at school. Like, this wasn't like real. Like, the fact that you thought you would see the light of day again is crazy to me. You knew it was a wrap just by this interrogation. The things he said in here, when he's sitting there talking about, oh man, my life is over. And it's crazy because he got a part at the beginning where he's like, I'm not spending the rest of my life in jail. I'm not doing it. I'm not, nigga, how you not gonna do it? You didn't get away when you was trying to escape. You didn't get away, so you don't have a chance in hell. There is no bail coming. There was no bail coming his way. But he was so smart, he was stupid, too naive to see what was really taking place. You was done before you was done, bruh. You finished yourself. Like, you know how they on Mortal Kombat, that fatality? He fatality'd his own life after committing fatalities. Unfortunately, even a child lost their life. This dude don't have a chance in hell walking the line in prison. That's going to be a long life sentence. That's why I keep telling you guys, a death sentence is not what you wanted in this situation. You want that man to suffer. And I don't even like to say it like that because I'm an ex-con too. But trust and believe, we don't like him either. People in prison don't like this nigga either. I promise you that.
Whatever the sermon's gonna be for Sunday, they broadcast it live on Facebook. So me and my mom, since we can't actually go to the church, which
she let him get it all off, and she let him ruin any chance he had at appeal by himself. He ruined that.
Ever since my mom was little. So I have the same church home. I was baptized in that church. Buried my sister in that church. That's the only church
he was obsessed with that girl. Look, I hate that the people of Waukesha had to have victims that passed away and victims that was hit and injured. Some people's lives ruined because of their injuries and stuff like that. It's a very heinous crime. At the same time, if that didn't happen, and I wish that didn't happen, but I also wish what I'm about to say didn't happen either. Sooner or later, he was going to hurt that girl bad. That was going to be a bad situation sooner or later. That don't mean that I think that what happened should have happened in order for her to survive. I don't think either one of them should have happened. But I do think that maybe the justice system or something should have been able to see this monster a mile away. It's crazy that there's nothing in place to try to counteract certain things from happening before they happen. It's always after the fact. So the victims never really win with the law, because even if it's even stipulations to missing children, there's a certain time when you can report your car stolen. Like all these time frames for this type of stuff. If somebody's a professional or they smart enough, they'll get away with it, because by the time police get to searching for anything or doing anything about certain situations, the situation is already done and gone. It sucks.
And stuff.
Everything.
And I know they're not superheroes, so they can't do everything. So I get it, but man,
if you talk to my mom, you notice that off top when you talk to her.
He was destined to serve life in prison. But I got a feeling that without, if it's not the parade, it was gonna be from taking that girl out for some reason. Like he was destined to serve life in prison one day, regardless.
The religious you got? I don't really know.
Well, I got this Virgin Mary.
Yep.
This cross when
Sure.
my grandma when she died. I didn't
wear all that religious stuff and walk in the devil's light. That's crazy.
I'm definitely gonna get some scriptures, a few Psalms, a few Proverbs. Proverbs is one of my favorite books.
Look at him. He think he getting out. He talking about the tattoos he gonna get. I'm definitely gonna get some scriptures and stuff. He talking about the tattoos he gonna get, because in his mind he's still getting out. In his mind he think he's smart enough to know that the cops don't know nothing about the Waukesha parade, because they haven't given him that yet. So it's obvious this fool don't even understand what they're doing in an interrogation room. And what you do in an interrogation room is shut up. Ask for a lawyer. Let the lawyer speak on your behalf.
Thing. Talking to God.
It is. It's just, my thing is this, man. Like,
this interrogation definitely hung him in court.
Just having contact with her, but I'm not.
Why do you say that?
Well, because of how she acts. She's like, it's almost like she forces me to be with her. Mm-hmm. It's almost like I'm forced. It's either.
Don't it kind of sound like? Don't it kind of sound like everything he's saying about Erica Patterson? He's kind of pulling a carom shot, like he's talking about himself, what he does to her, but flipping it to make her seem like the aggressor and him be the victim. You feel what I'm saying? Like she's forcing you to be with her. How? When you weren't even in Waukesha, she was. She's at the homeless shelter. You got a house. How's she forcing you to be with her? You came up there with your friend to watch a Packers game, remember? She was already up there. How is she forcing you to be with her? That little girl, come on, man. Not the way you are. I don't see it.
Take you out of your kid's life. I'm going to keep your kid away from you.
Yeah, he really, and that's a mental illness in itself, but not mental illness like his mom was trying to put out there. He might be bipolar and all that type of shit. I call it narcissistic, but you know what I mean? At the same time, in his mind, and this is where the mental illness come in, I don't think he was manipulating because he knew he did wrong. He was just trying to get out of it. I really think, just like Sister Suge Avery said, he really, in his mind, didn't think he did anything that was that wrong. Even though they're sitting there telling him the lives he took, they showed him the child that died. I mean, the dude, he better than me as far as being brutal like that, because even if I did that, man, I got more of a heart than that. That shit would have broke me down. I also would have freaked out after hitting the first person and would have stopped. Even if I had to get out that truck and run. But I'm not about to keep plowing through people to try to get away and make it worse. That's like somebody about to get a ticket for a stop and roll at a stop sign, and because they freak out, they take off and then crashed into cars and all this type of stuff. Now they about to go to jail because they done injured people and all that type of stuff, and something that was going to cost you a fine and 15 days in jail, you about to do life on. So I wouldn't have been able to get through hitting one person, let alone over 70 people and killing 6.
Females, I'm gonna,
Kids,
it's almost like
old
she makes
folks,
me play by her
children,
rules.
teenagers.
And if I don't, she has me by the balls because she know I'm already going through stuff as it is, and I'm like, why would you do?
This dude would be one hell of a trophy in prison. That's why he wouldn't walk the line. He'd be a trophy in prison. One hell of a trophy. They'd love to get their hands on him. And it's crazy because wherever he walked the line at, it's going to be crazy if they let him walk the line, because I'm pretty sure out of all the people you hit, somebody's related to somebody that got somebody up in there.
It's like, dude, you've been around my family. We got a child. You've been around my other. Like, we not them type of people. Like, I love the shit out of you. Why do you do this to me? And when you know I don't do shit, I don't do shit. So why would you put me in a position to go through something like that?
Look, hey, Sister Suge Avery, I just explained something about that earlier in the scene. Basically, like how dudes like this, like if a female leave them or something, these the type of dudes, I'm gonna take myself out, stuff like that, get pissed off and do stuff for the attention. And I had said that he ran through that Christmas parade for the attention of Erica, mad, throwing a tantrum, and it was all about her. It wasn't even about them people. He probably blocked all them people out and just whatever. But he was working on anger and emotion over that girl, Erica Patterson. Things ain't going his way. He's throwing a tantrum. His tantrum just messed around and injured way too many people and put this fool in jail for life. You ended your life right there along with others. All based on the fact that you was mad because you're not getting your way with Erica Patterson. It sucks that young lady got to be a part of the situation that caused this, but she is. Their situation, their toxic situation, caused people that had no knowing about their relationship, had no knowing about anything going on, to lose their lives and to be injured. You know what I mean? You are exactly right, Suge. He did that based off of being angry with this woman for not getting his way. Selfish as hell. And involved total strangers that I wouldn't be mad if they hate everything in the world right now. Just don't look at us because he ain't one of ours. We don't support this. We don't support this. So don't hate a whole group of people based off of one idiot that we don't even like.
Do anything because I don't want to hang out with you.
Has anyone ever arrested you for putting your hands on her? Not Waukesha necessarily, Milwaukee. Anyone?
No.
Never?
Never.
You don't have
when I got
any open cases that you can't contact her?
Yes.
You would have said that?
Yes.
What's that about?
That's because
yep.
we had
And look, you exactly right. I ain't even see that part because it was behind the heart. But you make sense right there when you say because he couldn't beat her. Because they wouldn't allow him to put his hands on her, so he took it out on everyone else. You exactly right. Because he was definitely trying to abuse that girl. And the two friends that was with her wouldn't allow it.
She claimed I smacked her, punched her, did some stuff like this.
When was that?
This was recently. I got the case is open.
So you did get arrested?
I'm going through the case right
you
now.
got out.
Look, now he mentions another case.
Okay.
She's calling and telling them, oh, I was just drunk, I was just mad. I was just drunk, I was just mad. And they said, oh, we're gonna, Milwaukee picks it up.
Exactly.
What happened in Milwaukee?
So she was recanting to Milwaukee?
Yes.
All this destruction and you play innocent. I mean, at some point, you know, like there's certain things that I could have ended up doing in life myself, just like anybody could. that no matter what, I wouldn't be able to play innocent if I did it. I wouldn't necessarily say, yeah, I did it or anything like that. I'm sure most people wouldn't, but you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to go to court for that or give me a plea or something. But the fact that he plays the innocent role to the point where he believes it is beyond me. Like, it's so crazy, it's disgusting. It make you want to hurt this dude. Like, you're still focused on attention to you. So even in this interrogation, this dude more so trying to chop it up with old boy. He tired of the one that's asking him the questions. Because every time he answer the old boy that ain't saying nothing. So responding to the dude that isn't even saying anything, that means that this man is always in show mode. He's addicted to attention. And if you ain't giving him the right attention, he got a problem with it. He did it to Judge Darrell. He did it to Attorney Opera. He did it to Erica Patterson. He also did it right here with the detectives.
I was drunk. That's why I said it. She called my mama and told my mama the same thing. My mama was pissed because she had to pay all this money to get me
my mama
for something that I didn't
That's a mama's
do,
boy right
that
there.
She told my mom I didn't do. That's what I'm saying. You will put me in this position just to be like, oh, well, I'm sorry, I was drunk, I was mad, you was talking. Why would you do that to me?
Sure.
Listen to that. Why would you do that to me?
And that was the whole reason why, on top of her drinking, and my niece, because my niece is still kind of young, my niece, if any type of yelling and stuff like that, because my sister, rest in peace, she passed away. And my niece,
that's right, he did have a sister that passed away.
Used to fight. So when my niece, if you even rah, my niece gets kind of like, what the hell is going on? She gets real. My nephew is kind of like, oh shit, you know, because he's 22. So he's like,
exactly.
Mom, she out here, what should I do?
No same person. That's why I said after hitting the first person, it would have made me stop. I wouldn't have been able to hit the person, but I'm saying if that was me in that situation, I wouldn't have been able to plow through people. Like, did you, man, if whoever checks out this video, if you have not paid attention to this court case when it happened, go pay attention to it. Especially look at the vehicle. That vehicle looked like it ran into multiple brick walls and he was only hitting people. Imagine getting hit by a car that leaves a human body doing the damage to that vehicle that it did. Imagine how hard that person was hit. All those people. And they were talking about 40 miles an hour. Man, do you know how fast 40 miles an hour is? That's not highway, but that's city speed limits. Busy street speed limit, 40, 45 miles an hour. And if you see a vehicle moving 40 to 45 miles an hour and you're just on the side of the street, that's not slow at all. Yet he tried to play that part in court like the car was going slow. He was honking the horn, and honking the horn gives you the right to run over people because if they didn't hear it, that gives you the right to plow through people. Like, man, I want to touch this dude bad. Still. Even after all this time after the court case, I still want to get my hands on him.
Tell her to fucking leave, you know, or we are going to call the cops. But then I'm the type of person, I don't want to call the cops.
Yeah, I was going to sleep listening to this trial, everything.
Been through a lot with her.
16 years.
So I can see how that's frustrating.
What up,
Answer
Prince?
this. I don't want it to be over.
Salute to Jay Jones.
Thing I probably don't understand. You've had to battle with this with Erica for 16 years. Call it the elephant in the room. I'm white. I don't.
And see, that's what I'm saying. They've had this battle. They've been around each other 16 years off and on, battling, doing all that. And then at the end of that, so many innocent people either were injured and or lost their life.
To be a black man. I'm sure there's inherent struggles with that.
He definitely understood.
Or a lot of them from the legal sense. You ever feel?
He definitely understood what he was there for. He was trying to get them to say it because he thought he could manipulate. He thought by them not saying that they didn't know. See, his slime ball ass, you know what I'm saying? And people usually look like what they are, you know, weasel rat face ass dude. You know what I mean? But he thought them, by them not knowing, well, thinking they didn't know, assuming that they didn't know nothing about that, he was trying to swindle his way up out of here. He already thinking, oh shit, well, if it's just domestic, I'm gonna get a bail. My mama gonna bail me out like she always do. Because I hate to talk about his mom. She's a sweet lady. Donna's a sweet lady, but you are an enabler, ma'am. You enabled this kid his whole life. And that's obvious. You enabled his behavior and all. You should have broke his neck long time ago. Man.
Do you feel, are you happy? Do you feel like you feel like America gives you good opportunity? You know, I don't know what it's like to be in your shoes. Do you feel like it gives you good opportunity here, although maybe not as good as others? Do you feel you're better off here than you would be somewhere else? Or do you have resentment like, yeah, my fucking country's against me? It just feels like, you know, how do you feel in addition to everything you're putting up with her?
I definitely, I mean, I don't feel that, you know, my country is just, you know, I don't feel, I really feel like, yeah, there are definitely, it's harder to get the benefit of the doubt being.
Oh, yes, definitely. Yep, I was saying that earlier. He groomed that girl. That's why even the attorney, the guy that was with Attorney Opera, even he said if anything is wrong with Erica Patterson, Darrell Brooks directly had a direct part in that, in the way she is, in what she's been through. And that's a fact. Because like I said, Darrell Brooks was a grown man that got this teenage girl pregnant 16 years ago. And she been dealing with him ever since. And at the time when he was messing with her, see, that's why dudes like this mess with young girls. Because they're at an age where their mind can easily be manipulated this way or that way. Especially if it's a girl that ends up with a grown man. She didn't have a chance in hell once she messed with this dude.
To, you know, and I'm not saying you guys, but majority of the time,
that's a fact.
Kind of looked at as a troublemaker, or, you know,
he molded that girl early on into who she is today.
I haven't been in trouble in a decade,
and she been fighting every day of her life to try to get out of that mind state. And see, that's why I say she probably super happy that he's out of her life. Maybe she can finally live her life. Maybe it help her get herself back right, because it can't be easy dealing with this dude always on the other end. Even when you're trying to do good, he gonna come tear it down anyway.
Okay.
A decade. That was 2011, and that was for weed. So it wasn't like I was just running around and just doing all this stuff. Like, I come from a good family. I didn't have a father.
Yeah, he went off. He went off on that part when they brought up the fact that she was a minor. Oh, he lost it in court. You know what I'm saying? Judge Darrell, she had to send the jury back out again. You know what I'm saying? He lost it. He was ready to square up with dude.
Mm-hmm.
Did you tell her that?
2-3
Did you know that?
So I've been through being on welfare, having to stay from house to house, and being in homeless shelters. I've been through that growing up. I remember standing in the government cheese lines and having to get all that stuff because we didn't have.
Sure.
I remember all that. So I definitely do feel like I don't get the benefit of the doubt sometimes being a black man.
No.
It's easier.
Don't use no benefit of the doubt because you're a black man. Because assuming about you, that would be wrong if you were a different type of person. But you ain't gonna use the black man nor religion to cover up your actions, bruh. And they didn't allow him to do that. There was no racial profiling, none of that. Nothing that we would step behind him and say, You know what I'm saying? We got to fight for our brother. I don't see I doubt there's anybody out there with any shirts that say free DB, free Mr. Darrell Brooks Jr.
Feel like that. Sometimes I feel like I do have a little bit against me.
Sure.
But it's no place I would rather be than here in America.
Okay.
It's no place I would rather, you know. I do feel, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, you working and stuff like that, you can succeed. You can,
sure.
You can. Like, I come from that. Like I said, I try to be hands-on with my kids. That's the most important thing to me in this world, is my children and them not having to go through what we went through. And I don't want...
This nigga even sit here and lied on his children. That's the most important thing in your life, but you don't have no relationship with your children.
Because I'm not going to lie, I love this girl, man.
Erica?
I love her, man, to death, man.
No, you're obsessed with her.
I love her to death, but she knows. She knows.
You feel like she's your property and you own her.
Do this to me. She knows this.
This fool even tried to lie in court on Erica. And I believe, I could be wrong, but I do believe that his mama sent him them pictures and everything else he tried to use. Because when Attorney Opera said we checked the jail calls and all that, he's tried to call Erica Patterson, and not one time did she accept his call. Then he's in the courtroom and he has the pictures, but he don't bring the letter. And he definitely knows what the judge means by when she says, did Erica Patterson sign the letter? Whether it means signing the letter saying from Erica, your love, or whatever, still she's meaning, is there a header on there? You know, from and to where it's going? Do you have the envelope in the letter saying that this came from Erica Patterson? No, I left it at the cell, but he didn't want the bailiffs and stuff to go check the cell. Like, I swear the whole case was like listening to a little bratty ass kid that don't do nothing but talk back all day.
She know I would never hurt her or anything like that, but she goes so off the fucking handle. And it's like, why, dude? You get my freedom taken from me. Just for trying to
none of his kids lived with him. He used to sleep in his mama's car out in the back of her house while he's talking about he's living in the house that she owns. But then you're talking about how y'all was on welfare and come on, man. Like it's not about paying attention to the lies for him that he's already telling. It's about throwing anything out there that he can try to deceive with to get out of it. He's a weasel. And he's trying to weasel out of this. I'm sorry, man. Like I said before, I got too much of a heart. Whether I've been out in the streets, whether I've been a gang member, whether I've been to prison or anything like that, I got too much of a heart. I probably would have been the type, if I did some stuff like this, I'd probably be like, man, I deserve everything I'm getting, man. I'd have been so remorseful. I can't expect him to be that, because you can't, somebody know they going away for life. Like, even in the court, he knew he was done. Once he knew they knew about this case, once they broke that in the interrogation room, he knew it was over. He even made reference to it before they ever even mentioned that they knew about the Waukesha Christmas parade incident. He was already in there, man, you spending the rest of why would you spend the rest of your life in prison for a domestic? So for him to already say that, the detectives already knew. He already know what's up. He already know what's going on.
Just from wanting you to do better.
Yeah.
For me saying, when Georgia was going on, like I said, they were staying from hotel to hotel to hotel to hotel. Sometimes roach infested. I don't know if any of you guys been in Atlanta. It's not the cleanest place. It's not, okay? It's not. Y'all going through all this stuff, and I say, look, I got your back. You know, whatever you need, man, whatever, I got your back, dude. My mom, hey, you might need to leave from down there. You don't got no support. You know, we can help you get set up here. We got your back. You got a whole side of your family that you never even met. My daughter, she haven't even met my mom and my side of my family because of, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, dude, you got people that support. Like, come up here and listen, you know what I mean? So that was the plan. It wasn't never like,
right. And
you
then
know,
it all went. Yep, it all.
she started.
It hasn't changed. It goes sideways.
She started
you got to
drinking.
deal with that, and then she makes this complaint, which gets you back.
Yeah, and it's
in
like,
the
why
legal
do you
system.
do this to me? And I promise you, my right hand to God.
Look,
Almighty,
that's a fact. Now, you peep game, the whole trial, you can tell all he really wanted, and that's why he kind of wanted to defend himself. He already know he was going to get life. He already know there was nothing he could do about that. But what he wanted to do, not only confront everybody and try to play games with everybody, he really wanted, you know what I'm saying, to have that confrontation up there with Erica Patterson. It's almost like this nigga wants Erica Patterson to go down with him. Just some of the things that he was doing, like even in Interrogation, he was trying to put shit on her, basically to try to get her arrested. This is the type of person that don't care who they pull under the bus with them. Like, y'all ever watch what's that movie, New Jack City? Remember when Wesley Snipes is like, Nino Brown is like, oh, if I'm going down, I'm taking a whole bunch of people with me. Oh, this that guy. And I guarantee you, if he knew anybody he could snitch on about anything to get less time, oh, they would have been found out. For real, because this dude is a weasel. And he gonna ruin anybody that's around him to get what he wants. And it's crazy because there's so many people in this world like this. So many people.
Throne with Jesus next to his side. The woman is going to sit up there and say, I was drunk, I was mad, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, now I got to go through everything just for you to do that. Why did you do this to me?
So you think she's going to come back to us and say that here?
I know she is. She did the same thing with that. And then my mom was calling her. And then she says, oh, well, I was drunk and I was mad and he was talking to females on his phone. So you send me to jail?
Doesn't seem fair.
It's not fair. Why?
From your perspective, I totally see.
My mom was like, well, like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, I don't live over there. I can't go over there. My mom works third shift. My mom is 60-some years old. She can't go all the way.
And look, he don't want the lawyers to be involved because he can't say what he want to say. And he's the type of person that gotta talk. Because he think he's smart like that. He thinks he's intelligent enough to talk circles around people. So I feel like him not wanting the lawyers is so he could say what he want to say.
From Oak Creek.
Which, I mean, I can't say it hung him. He was hung from the incident, period. But he went from a domestic that he might would have did some jail time over, probably would have got a bail. Or probably not, because he already had open cases in different places. And I'm not saying open case in different place. He had open cases in different places, even bail jumping, all pending when this incident happened. Then he got a domestic and then ended up with a murder, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Never to see daylight again. 6 life sentences based off of a domestic violence situation. And his anger propelled that into something totally different. Well, I guess he got the attention he been wanting. He got national attention. And he definitely showed his ass for that attention.
Yeah.
To make sure my daughter is going to school and do all this and do all that. And my nephew, like I said, he's 22. Half the time he with his friends, half the time he doing what he do, and half the time he don't even come home till late. So that just leaves her in the house. And that's why I'm like, why would you do this to me when you know all this is going on?
You're fighting hard, and you're trying to get through her. You know,
I just want my life back, man. Listen, I love this woman. I would
Here
not
you
hurt
go.
her
He's
woman.
the
I wanna see her
victim.
do better,
I just
but
want
I
my
don't
life
want
back.
her around me if she's drinking because I'm gonna get in trouble. She's never gonna be like, oh, I'm just mad and this on the spot. She's gonna wait until I'm freaking locked up and then be like, oh, I'm sober now, so I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean to do that. When are you gonna get in freaking trouble for doing that?
That message is loud and clear to us. We
Has
understand that.
any of the things you've had?
Crazy how he go to this. You right, Jay Jones. It's crazy that he go to this. But just earlier he was talking about how she was you know what I'm saying? I'll come meet up with you, get the money, but I ain't about to chill with you. I ain't trying to sleep with you when they ain't even ask him that. Like she wanted him. But then now we over here talking about when you gonna get in trouble for this. Like I just don't get it, but you love the girl. Like the whole thing is still to this day, everything he talk about is all confusing because it's nothing but a whole bunch of lines thrown out there. He's not thinking about nothing he's saying. He's just throwing it out there because the nigga want his way. And I bet you this girl's probably gotten in trouble before for him because he lied. And I wouldn't say he didn't get in trouble right along with her, but she got in trouble right along with him. Because this ain't no man. Like, you got a situation with your woman, yeah, that's cool. If I got a situation with my woman, whether domestic or not, you know what I'm saying, whether physical or not, as a man, they come get me, man. I'm not about to say nothing about my woman, man. Let's go to jail. Let me get up in there like Mike Epps said, so I can go up in there and get my commissary. But I bet you this man walks around just like the 100% on his knuckles, think he 100% a real man. And you see dudes like this, don't have their kids, no custody of their kids and all that, still stand up, man, I'm a man. No, you not. You's a coward. You's a coward that don't understand life, that don't understand a person's life. Hell, I hate that he did what he did, but I wouldn't expect anything less from a idiot like this. He doesn't even cherish his children's life. Or else he'd be there, right?
Happened with her affected your ability to get work, or is it mostly the COVID and everything else?
Well, like I said, the sheet metal job, I got laid off. So that wasn't due to anything I did, obviously. It was just kind of like, I wasn't the only one that got let go.
With that question, I'm just trying to understand you better, not knowing you, Darrell.
Yeah.
And not being black myself.
His manipulating life caught up with him.
Yeah,
now he ain't no pimp or
better
nothing.
understanding you, because you got her to deal with, you got 2 other kids, I'm sure that's not easy. You got the justice system to deal with. I mean, do you ever feel like fucking white guys, like say me or him, and you've treated us great.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, it's a little easier for them to get through?
I would think.
I mean, does that make you feel, you've treated us with complete respect, but as a black man, is it kind of some of all that does it make you feel in any way mad at white people, resentment towards white people, just because of what you've gone through, or no?
Definitely
You don't
not.
feel anything?
You see how he threw that out there? Does it make you feel resentment for white people or anything like that? Because he fishing him. He fishing him because when you ran over all those people, like, bro, what was you on? And I can't say they wrong for asking him that, because even I thought that. Like, bro, was you just trying to take out a whole bunch of white people? Was you on some racial shit? Because I didn't get it.
Not at all, man.
Because a lot of people do, so good for you.
I wasn't raised to my mama always told me it ain't the skin color. It's, as humans, we always say don't judge, but it's kind of hard to not have an opinion about something.
Yeah.
But my mama she always taught us this. Like I said, my dad got 11 kids, never took care of him. My mom only had 2, and my sister's dead and gone. And she always stressed to us, it's not, you judge people by their character, how they carry themselves, not by their skin tone, not from their social standards.
And I know a lot of people might be like, well, how could she even be into this tartar mouth having ass dude? Because that dude just look like his breath stink all the time. He does not practice good hygiene. Dirty dude. But I know people are like, well, how could she be into him or anything like that? Y'all got to understand. He got with her 16 years ago when she was 15, which he was a lot younger at the time too. You know what I'm saying? And it's been 16 years of this mind manipulation and overbearing type of stuff for her. So it ain't necessarily that she's into him. It's just like she was stuck with him. No matter what, no matter who she messed with, no matter what. And it didn't even have nothing to do with the child. Like, I hate to say that she was weak-minded, but she was. And thanks to Darrell Brooks. That woman never had a chance in life to develop a strong mind. And I hope she gets to do that now.
Some people are born into money, some people aren't. You can't help that. You know, you can't help the family you're born. You can't choose your parents, choose your family. You can't do that. But she always told us that's not how we act. We don't discriminate against people because of their skin. We don't down talk people. We don't do that shit.
Oh, that's a definite. Look, don't think I'm taking up for her. Because a lot of people got on me the last video and shit because I said, yo, her and him, that situation of them caused people that didn't know neither one of them to get hurt. You feel what I'm saying? So, no, I'm not taking up for her. She was being a fast-ass little girl at a young age and messed around and ended up with the wrong person. And this is exactly why most of us try to teach. This is what we try to teach our young girls in our house. Our young teenage girls that we have, our daughters. Because there's always niggas like this out there when they being fast that's ready to snatch them up and manipulate their mind and then have them stuck. You feel what I'm saying? These are the exact type of dudes I'm talking about when I speak to my daughters and tell them they need to be paying attention and they need to watch out and don't be trying to be out here being fast because the fast life got predator niggas like this that don't really give a damn about you.
My mama would have my ass.
Sounds like a good person.
Man, my mama would have my ass if she found out that I was doing some racial shit or, some bullshit like that. My mama's not gonna have it. And even right now to this day, I'm almost 40 years old, and if my mama tell me something, I'm like, yes, ma'am. Cause she don't play. She means business when she's serious. And that's why I said, if you talk to my mom, she will tell you everything. The girl is a sweetheart.
Look, Sister Suge. Now, you say you like your talks with your nieces. Tell me when you talk to them. We can't. How can I say it? Like, I know there's nobody really there that we're just trying to talk to our young siblings and young nieces and nephews and all that stuff and children in order to save them, to make them protect themselves and make sure they're always safe so nothing happens to them. But when you're telling them about these streets and what goes on out there, tell me this ain't the demon. This ain't the exact type of demon you're talking about. You feel what I'm saying? Like now that I think about it, when I talk about it, you always get a vision of a monster, and now I got a face to it. This is the type. Right here. A dude like this. Man.
She gets that bottle.
So yesterday you were telling me a story about caught I don't know if it was your first felony, you caught a felony about some weed, right?
Well, that was the last time I had been in trouble.
Right, that was like early
Like
2010s. You had
like
a round, or what do you call it?
A half a blunt.
And then you said you got hooked up with like roach or something like that.
Yeah, for roach.
You got dicked over that
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Okay. Same question again. We're treating each other with respect in this room. I know that's not always the case with every cop that you ever run into.
Even all the way to how dirty this nigga is. Like, not even just mentally, just even to the point of hygiene and everything, how dirty this nigga is, rotten mouth, yellow teeth, all that type of stuff. This is who I envision is out there. This is exactly a replica of the monsters that I envision being out there waiting to prey on our young children. He's exactly that. Trust and believe. It might not come out or nothing like that, but I guarantee you Erica Patterson wasn't the only minor he was messing with as an adult. You don't do that by accident. You know what I'm saying? That ain't something that ain't and get them pregnant. You don't do that by accident. That's habit.
Do you get upset at law enforcement at all?
I mean,
Over that stuff?
I'm not one of those people that just is like, oh, fuck police. Oh, fuck them. Oh, they're all dicks. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not that. I mean, that's unrealistic. And I'm would like to consider.
I hate that little lock on that be on the front of his forehead.
To not think everybody's an asshole.
You don't paint with a broad
What's
brush.
up, Biggie?
You realize that sometimes you might have a bad cop and sometimes you might have a decent guy.
Absolutely.
That's
I
reasonable.
don't. You know, I'm too old to think like that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That's just
foolishness.
You know what I mean?
All the stuff going on, in the news.
And I definitely wasn't raised like that.
Right.
You know, I had my first girlfriend was a white girl.
Mm-hmm.
No, I
Didn't
just
that
wasn't,
look? My first girlfriend was a white girl. When they talking about, is anything mostly racially motivated stuff like that? Like, do you have an issue with white folks? He say, my first girlfriend was a white girl. Now, don't that kind of sound like if you talking to a white person about having black friends or them having an issue with blacks, and they say, no, I have 2 black friends. Didn't that kind of sound the same? It's crazy, man. I mean, I know people don't catch on to it because he a black man saying it, but it's still the same thing. It's just like how if we have a problem with a white person and we're like, you're this against black people and stuff, and the white person say, well, no, I'm not against black people. I have a black friend. That's kind of what it sounded like to me when he was like, my first girlfriend was white, so I couldn't have a problem with white folks. That ain't necessarily true.
My mom she didn't raise us like that. You treat everybody the way you want to.
I got 5 black friends.
Skin
I
color.
don't know how many friends of different cultures I got. I never counted. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I got 1 Asian friend or 10 or 20 Asian friends. I don't know if one is Chinese, one is Japanese. I don't know if this dude's Somalian, this dude's Ethiopian. I never paid attention to it like that. We all just kind of grew up together in San Diego. People from all backgrounds. And we all drunk off the same sodas, skateboarded in the same parks. We all did everything together, ate at each other's houses. Now, one thing I will say is growing up in San Diego with all different cultures, you go stay the night at different friends' house, you got to eat authentic, home-cooked culture food from different cultures. Go over to my friend's house that's from Guam. We eat good over there. Go to my Filipino friend's house. Eat good over there. Even taught me how to eat like them. You know what I mean? Like, go over to my Mexican homie's house. We eating good Mexican food over there. Like, I don't count what nationality my friends are. We just all friends.
Regardless of social status or however they want to say, nah. We human beings, that's what it is.
If they count them, they can contain.
If somebody disrespect you, then that's something else. But as far as how I was raised that way. Like, we don't do that.
Mom sounds like a really good person.
Don't do that. And that's why I'm saying she didn't.
Erica.
Exactly.
Does Erica, does she
Who's
ever
counting?
make you? I can tell she's a very.
Look, now remember you guys, if any of y'all checked out the first video, or matter of fact, I'm pretty sure everybody in here has seen the interrogation. Now just keep watching that right arm. Like if you're sitting where Darrell Brooks is sitting, that his right. Just keep watching everything he does with that right arm. But it's so hurt. The pain is past a 10. It's so hurt that he needs to go to emergency. Remember? This pain is unbearable. He said so much about that arm, but when they're not, and they dialed in on that. They're not telling him, but the detective that's over there with the bald spot in his head, not to clown him or nothing, but just to point him out, the one with the bald spot in his head, he's steady watching that arm. He even brings that shit up in court.
Yeah, she can
I'm
get
so
you frustrated.
tired of going through this over.
And he moves that arm so fluently, but he said it's hurt.
Did it ever cause you to lose control?
Nah.
Has it ever gotten physical between the two of you ever?
No, the only time it's ever got physical with me and her, standing right there.
When they ask him certain
she would
questions.
not leave because she was drunk.
You know what? I ain't even think about that, Jay Jones. The white girl that came to speak for him, who's supposed to be his best friend, just might be who he talking about was his first girlfriend. Oh yeah, him and Erica was pimping her. See, I feel for Erica in the situation and stuff. I don't feel for her like I feel for the victims of the Waukesha Christmas parade incident. I feel for her for being a woman messing with a dude like this, but that doesn't take away from the fact that 16 years, oh, you've been up to mischief with him also. You're not innocent. You might be innocent as far as the parade thing. But when we're talking about lifestyle, she ain't innocent. I promise you that.
I had to come outside to tell her, just go. Then she listened.
And where
It
was
didn't
that?
get. This was in my mom's backyard.
Look, you see him lift that
I
arm
didn't
up?
hit her. I didn't choke her. I didn't push her. She.
Look how they
her alcohol.
Man, I love Crime Circus. I love Crime Circus. Did you see he ain't even talking on his video. He just showing the video. But you see how he zoomed in on that arm? That same arm? Let's go back.
No,
The arm that's so hurt.
With me and her, my mom was standing right there, was when she would not leave because she was drunk. And my mom had to come outside to tell her, just go. Then she listened.
And where
It
was
didn't
that?
get. This was in my mom's backyard. I didn't hit her. I didn't choke her. I didn't push her. She acted
Look
like
at that
she was
arm,
gonna
look.
be with her alcohol bottle. She didn't swing it all the way at me.
Look,
She was like,
that nigga, look at him. This nigga so smart, he's stupid. This nigga is so smart, he's stupid. You up in there with a whole thing about your arm. If your arm is hurt, or even if it ain't hurt, and you want to keep that lie up, you was supposed to be cradling that arm the whole time. Yet, look at where his arm is, all the way up in the air. Best believe the detectives dialed in on that, because what people don't understand is when they say anything you say and do can and will be used against you, people only hear whatever you say. It literally says whatever you say and do can and will be used against you in a court of law. So they're watching body language as well as listening to your lies.
Throws it up at me like this, and I grabbed her arm and I was like,
A very smart dummy, Vic.
You know what I'm saying? And then my mama came out and was like, whoa, you gotta go. I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. He cheated on me.
Look at this shit.
And my mom was like, just go. Just go. I know she wasn't, you know what I mean?
All right arm action.
That's why I said, I know. I'm not trying to, when she is not drinking, she's a sweetheart.
And look, you know it's not her.
So I'm not.
And we know it's not her. We seen that the police, what's up, Lady Blue? We know that the police didn't slam him down on the ground. We watched him get on the ground himself. We watched that. Unless they threw him around somewhere else that we ain't got video of. But if somebody's arm is hurt, if your leg is hurt, when you have double limbs, you naturally will move them limbs together unless you're focused on moving them, separate. You understand what I'm saying? Like, even though we swing our arms back and forth when we walk, naturally we swing it with one leg and the other one with the other. You understand what I'm saying? Like catty corner from each other. So when we're talking and we're explaining something, we tend to make the same hand and arm movements as, with both arms at the same time. And if somebody's hurting, one arm is going to drag a little bit. One arm ain't going to do the motion all the way. This nigga got both arms moving fluidly together while he's talking. I know I dug in a little critical right there. Hopefully you guys understood what I was trying to say though.
I'm not gonna demonize her and make it seem like, she's just some scum chick of the earth.
Oh, they 100% Lady Blue.
Drinking.
They always tell on themselves.
What you told us about.
This happened in like August, September.
And your mom stopped.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I called my mom. She saw hell yeah.
Y'all clowning in the comments.
All right. So, in regards to what happened,
You know he musty.
Part of the reason I'll be straight with you that we asked some of the things we asked Darrell part of what we got to do is fact check too. You know,
That nigga shirt ain't even sitting up no more. That motherfucker so dirty, it's drunk.
She's crazy. She's off the wall. Like I said,
It's just when she drinks. It's just when she drinks.
When she drinks.
I just wanted to be fair. I'm not saying she's just some
I didn't see
mental basket case. She does, when she's drunk, her words is she blacks out, so she doesn't remember. I don't know if that's true, but I know she does a 180. If you talk to her sober, sweetheart. Crack jokes, laugh, smiling, bubbly, personality. Hard not to like her.
Yeah, we got the picture on that. Yeah.
Yep.
Drunk?
Yep, gotcha.
No.
I've even, my daughter, her family and all that, we've even recorded her drunk and played it back for her the next day and said, this is how you act. And she'd be like, I said all this, I did. This is how you act when you're drunk. Now do you see why people don't want to be, now you see why your family is just like basically saying, okay, we're.
And I've seen this before. I've seen this. You're not the only guy, you know, with somebody that acts like this. So I totally understand where you're coming from. Message received.
So on that note, Darrell, you know, we still don't, for us, we don't totally know at this point. Usually a lot of times there's one story and there's the other story. A lot of times, I'll be honest, the truth is somewhere in the middle. And that's not necessarily saying you're a liar, she's a liar, all the people we talk to are liars. There's always perception. All right, and that's why, you know, we'll kind of fact check. It's like, all right, is it what this person told me is true? It's like, all right, it doesn't necessarily seem totally, but I could see how they perceive this or that. Or, you know, we fact check with someone and say, okay, yeah, this is how that happened. That's why I'm asking you some of these questions. What's your buddy's name? What's your buddy's phone number?
I know for a fact, though, if she would have known her, if I did something to her, she would have called you guys immediately, especially drunk. Especially with her being drunk, she would have let it be known. I'm finna get you. She would have told me. Off top, she would have told me. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm kind of confused, like.
And she didn't tell you that she was going to call cops after yesterday?
What reason would she, like, that's the whole thing. I'm thinking, like,
that nigga needs sure. Remember that commercial? Raise your hand if you're sure. That nigga needs some sure. You need to be sure. Because, man, even when you see this nigga in the court trial, you just look at him like, bro, I can tell this nigga don't be brushing his teeth. He opened his mouth, it's all dark black in there, and I'm like, oh.
Not saying she cheating on you or
that nigga would never get a bite of my food or get the drink off my 2-liter.
You think she would? Yeah, well, she always, every time she's drunk, she says she's gonna get me in trouble. That's like one of her main themes is when she
yep, every month on the 1st when one of his girls about to get that check so they can get up and get out. That's the day he shave and the day that's the day he shave and wash that arse.
She'll take it to I'm not gonna let you see your daughter. It's usually I'll get you.
I'm putting together, hey y'all, I'm putting together some videos and stuff for the court cases for each one of the court days, because I don't want to sit there and go through 4 or 5 hours of the court proceedings and stuff, because the focus is focusing on the parts of Darrell Brooks. So I'm not necessarily gonna, review the whole case. I'm trying to edit the videos to show just the Darrell Brook parts that's needed, and some of the attorney opera parts, because some of the best parts is in there when he's objecting. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the best some of the best parts is his objections and what he objects to. And you be like, this nigga crazy. Or when he's doing his cross-examination or something, and the DA, they object, and that as fast as that nigga say grounds, like they don't even get to say object. They say up. And that nigga be like, grounds. I know y'all got irritated with that as many times that nigga said grounds. Like, he said it so much, I don't even want to know the grounds to any objection for any court case anymore.
I'll bet you won't never see your daughter fucking with me.
She said that yesterday when you got that up.
Yes.
She did say
yes.
that. What specifically? Like, you
she
give
said,
a lot of examples there, but what
you ain't,
she say yesterday?
So you out here and you ain't hanging out with me? Or you ain't see, I'm going to get you locked up, and I'm not giving you your money.
Said, I'm going to get you locked up.
Yes.
Said that yesterday.
Yes.
Whoa, but he didn't say that earlier. He didn't say anything about she said, oh, you don't want to hang with me or anything. I ain't giving you money. I'm going to get you locked up. Get you locked up for what? So if she says she's going to get you locked up while you was up in Waukesha, why did you go to her then? If that's what she said. So you went right over there for her to get you locked up? That don't make no sense at all.
Okay.
Because the money is the reason why I even agreed to meet her.
Sure. For your 50s worth.
Grounds, Vicky.
So, what's your buddy think? Can we get that? If we gotta talk to him to verify.
Reason for the sustain, Judge. All due respect, Judge. Reason for the sustain. Will y'all be Vicky? Will you be addressing subject matter jurisdiction in the chat tonight?
And she's on some BS.
His name is Marcus.
What's his last name?
I don't know his last name.
Hey, you know some shit funny when you make yourself laugh. No, I'm just fucking around. It's early as hell out here in
4,
Phoenix.
6, 7. Oh, wait, hope if I have my freaking phone somewhere. 4, 6, 7. 6, 7, 80.
It's crazy because during the court proceedings,
30.
you ever notice that when he was about to be on some old dumb shit, that nigga mask was like inside out. It never failed. That nigga when that mask was on inside out, he was about to be on some straight dumb shit right after that.
130 or something like that.
112?
Yes, sir.
And he lives in Milwaukee?
Yes, sir.
And you guys came out here together?
Yes.
Okay, so he has.
Well, like I said, Stephanie she's a older mixed lady, so she's not,
Who do you know in Waukesha other than her?
I know a guy named Tyrion. I met
Terry on that.
I don't know where he lives now. I've been knowing him for maybe 5, 6 years. I just know he stays in Waukesha. He comes down to Milwaukee a lot, and then he comes back up here.
How old is he?
Man, hey,
34, 35.
real quick, let me give her accolade. Judge Jennifer Darrell was a class act. If I do say so myself, because I think of how many different judges he could have been in front of, especially a male judge. Like, I think they should have threw a male judge at that dude. Because there's so many different judges that would have leaned into him, especially when you come into the courtroom telling, like, basically what I said. He told Attorney Opera, oh, I had every intentions on coming in this courtroom this morning and laying into you. That's how mental the dude is. The nigga really thought he was the attorney. The nigga went schizophrenic for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, he thought he was the attorney, the way he was standing, trying to conduct himself, trying to sound smart. But it's crazy because Judge Darrell was such a class act, she recognized the little boy in him and sunned him the whole time. Sunned him. Catered to him like he was a little boy, and I don't mean catered to him in the way that he wanted. She catered him just like he was a little boy, like she was babysitting him, because she knew that's how she had to go with him. And he even did it. He tried to talk to her like that was, like he tried to treat Judge Darrell like she was his mama, she was his girlfriend, auntie, every woman in his life. He tried to treat her like that. Problem with this dude right here is he got issues. He got women issues. He got issues with women. And it's crazy because a lot of these narcissistic dudes do. And I don't mean he got issues with women like somebody did something to him. I don't think that's the case in this one, when that's usually the case. But in this situation, I think that he's just the type of man that believe that all men are superior to women. When that can never be the case if it always takes two of us to do anything, especially reproduction. Yeah, we all got different roles, you know what I'm saying? But the thing that don't make us superior to women and women superior to us is that we all share in the roles, but we have different roles. Just like how you have your daughters do the housework. Who does the outside work? Your boys. They do the grunt dirty work. The girls do the inside clean the housework. You understand what I'm saying? So I think this is the type of man that just always thought that men are superior to women, even though he's raised by a single woman that I guarantee you he took advantage of. He said his mama don't play, but I think he didn't play as far as his mama. I definitely think he's manipulated that woman her whole life based on the fact that I'm your son.
Maybe.
I
know
he played on the love of his mother.
Well, how many times have you been to Tyrion's house?
And I bet you he played on I'm sorry to stop it again, but I bet you there's so many times where he played on the fact that his sister was dead and used that for an excuse to be the victim.
Once in like 2018.
You remember?
It was like an apartment. It wasn't a house though.
Apartment?
Yeah.
Do you remember what was near it?
I think it was like right on the main street.
Yeah, he got pissed, exactly.
Like
Streets. Like
whatever.
Did you know that?
Downtown?
Did you know that? Or when he got pissed off when Attorney Opera said the defendant. Yep. Y'all remember that shit? When she said the defendant, and then I will give it to him on that one though, because he said it back exactly how she said it, and Attorney Opera swore up and down she did not say it like that. But she did say, I would like to give copies to such and such, and the defendant. That nigga was hot. You gotta say it like that.
Where all the bars and restaurants and
Like a
shops are.
business district.
I definitely think his mom was scared of
Outlets
him.
near downtown? And a bunch of bars and a business district
I didn't-
right near there?
The only thing I can remember is a gas station, like a kitty quarter gas station. I think this street is like a one-way. Whatever street is right here is like a one-way, and it's a gas station like right here.
Remember what kind of gas station?
Are you talking? Is that the guy that defended himself not too long ago that had the little Bart Simpson type of locks on top of his head and hanging down the back of his head? I remember watching that court case, and even dude thought he was a lawyer and stuff, but he did a lot better than Darrell Brooks, even though he still got stretched.
The Mobile Speedway Quick Trip hometown.
Not a quick trip. Not a speed.
Yeah, that's because dead people
Like,
can't come back and blast them out for using them. You know what I mean?
Any schools or parks nearby your house? Something like that? Anything you remember like that? Trails?
I know that park. I know that park is by old girl's house.
By whose house? Stephanie?
Yeah.
Park. What?
I don't know the name of the park, but it has like a little creek or something.
Now, mind you,
going on.
what the detective just caught on to, because he said, I know that park. What park are you talking about? You talking about the park where you had a situation with Erica Patterson after you just told the detectives it was at a gas station?
I went out there yesterday to where a lot of shit was blocked off.
Okay.
I don't like I said, I don't know about Waukesha. I don't know. But
Yeah, he used
it
all that
seemed
type
like
of stuff.
everybody was
I
at that
guarantee
park
you.
kinda walking around.
I was just saying that earlier. I guarantee you he uses shit like that. He's used that on Erica Patterson probably before. You want me to just die like my sister? Or my sister dead and you gonna treat me like this? You know I'm going through stuff. What about me?
that creek.
Like a playground type park or like a
Like a park. It seemed like a little creek or something. Well, I don't know if you would say a creek. What would that be? But
River?
Would that be a river? Does Waukesha have a river? Well, I know it's just a small body of water. It's like, how would I describe it?
But there were barricades blocking some shit off near there?
No, it looked like in that area.
In that area?
In that area, it looked like a bunch of shit was like blocked. You couldn't go down certain streets or some shit. I don't know.
Steady
That
telling
park
on
is
himself and doesn't recognize, because he's trying to manipulate and don't recognize that he's telling on himself. You basically giving him the description of the way the car traveled. but you wasn't driving a car and you met Erica at a gas station.
The old girl's house, where that's why I said, look, when our friend was like,
he trying to get it together,
trying to get in touch with you, and I'm like, what's up? What's she telling you? What's going on? And she was just like, well, she said she got some money for you. And I was like, why would she tell somebody else? That's what I started thinking at first. Like, that's like, why would you think? Because she'll tell me the same thing. Don't tell people our business. So then when she put us in, when she merged us in, you out here. I'm like, man, yeah, but I'm like, what's up? Like, yeah, I'm okay, cool. You gonna fit?
Hey, that's her son. I can't really say nothing. I can't ever explain the love of a mother to her child, but that's her son. I mean, what we expect her to do, you know what I'm saying? I know we probably would have did different, because if my son would have did some stuff like that, I probably would have been like, throw the book at that nigga, because come on, man. I ain't raised him to be like that. That's some devilish shit. I wouldn't have been able to support that. I would have definitely, as a parent, understood that my child put theirself in that situation. And I'm not saying that she doesn't believe that he's mentally ill. What I will say is, if she does believe that he's actually mentally ill, that's because he manipulated that situation for her to believe that. And it's not hard to go get diagnosed with. I mean, the most popular mental illness that people get diagnosed with is bipolar disorder, and most of us suffer from bipolar, period, as humans. The dude ain't slow. He didn't ride the short yellow bus and be in them classes. He ain't walking around with crutches and wheelchair. He's not that person. You know, he's not incoherent. He's coherent. So therefore, he was definitely going to stand trial. Because somebody that tries to play like they're crazy, play like they're insane, play like they're mentally challenged, one thing they do is give themselves away, because you can't play that. So it's obvious when somebody's playing it, because they don't know what it is. That's just like this dude in prison, one of my roommates, middle of the night. He wake me up smacking the ground, like, you know what I'm saying, with his hand. Not knowing that I know, and I'm not going to say nothing. The COs came and got him because he supposedly was having a seizure. But I can tell they didn't believe him, because I'm sure they knew what a seizure looked like. And what he was doing was not having a seizure. You know what I'm saying? People I know that have seizures, trust me, they don't even know they're having it. So for you to be coherent enough to say, I'm having a seizure, how?
No, not staying out here like that. I'm watching the game and I'm gone.
So she tell you where to meet, or you tell her where to meet?
She told me where to meet. I said, it's a gas station right here.
He definitely knew what that meant.
And she was like, is it a park right there? I'm like, I don't know. Is it a park right here? They like, yeah, there's a park right down here, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, just meet me over there. I'll get the money from you, give you a hug, give you a kiss, and
See how you try to switch that up? That's another thing you got to pay attention to with niggas like this. When they mess around and step on their own story, they'll try to swing it right back around to line up with the old story. Because remember, he said he met her at the gas station. He was real adamant about that. Then he messed around and threw the park in there by accident. And now he's throwing out there, I told her to just meet me at the park. I was at the gas station. I told her to meet me at the park. No, you said you met her at the gas station. I'm telling you, this interrogation tore his ass up in court when they played this.
I'll call you later or whatever. It wasn't supposed to be us hanging out, spending time together. It wasn't that. It wasn't supposed to be that. She got mad because I didn't want to do that.
Anybody that's going to allow him to, he's going to drive them out of house and home with jail calls and crying for commissary money, which doesn't make sense because, nigga, they taking all your commissary money. Anything that come to your books, they taking unless you get somebody else to put it on their books, which you probably won't, because I doubt you'll have any friends in there. So he's stuck. Like, he in there for the rest of his life, can't even order canteen. Damn.
I figured, but
That's your lifeline in prison. That's your lifeline, is your canteen. Be able to have all your extra food in your box so you ain't got to worry about nothing. When you lock down and stuff, it's all good. I got Jolly Ranchers, I got Fireballs, I got root beer barrels, I got soups and beans and sausage, and I'm good up in here. He don't get to do that. Because that restitution, that high-ass restitution that he has to pay is coming out of that. So unless somebody is gonna run that nigga a good $200,000 to $300,000, he'll be paying that off for the rest of his life. Especially if all he get on his books is the money he get from programming in prison, which may just only be about $20 a month. You literally make pennies on the dollar an hour in prison.
See, I didn't see her drink. I'm not gonna sit here and say I saw her drink. I'm not gonna lie on her. I didn't. But when she started acting like, yeah, you finna, that's when I kind of was like, she probably been drinking. She probably haven't just.
We almost out of here, man. We gonna get to part 3 later on.
Drinking sometime today. I didn't tell her that. I said, yeah, because she's acting too. You know what I mean? Oh, you just think you finna get the money and leave, and you
Definitely. So when you got somebody like Don Woods, and not to even clown his mama, we just telling the truth. You could tell she wasn't mentally all the way straight either. So when you got a lady like that raising a boy like this, you feel me? He was definitely in control of everything his whole life. And when you got it like that, it don't matter about anybody else telling you no in this world, because I'll just go my mama. The person that's always just going to tell him yes, no matter what. Whether he manipulates her, whether she's scared of him or anything. That woman enabled this boy. Especially if you knew, if there was real issues there and you knew that, where's the help at? I mean, y'all talk about him stop taking his pills and stuff like that. Like, they was really trying to play the mental part in this case so that it could be proved that he wasn't competent to stand trial. His problem was he always has to talk. And he talked himself into his life sentence, honestly. Because if he was really mentally ill, then yeah, help would be what's needed. But you showed your ass in the courtroom, boy. You showed your ass in that courtroom just to get all the way to the end and say, help is seriously needed. I'll say that, help is needed. You didn't know that then, you know that now? You didn't know you was crazy then, but you know that now? Nah, man, crazy don't know they crazy. You just a manipulator, a narcissist. Crazy don't know they crazy. They just are. They think they're normal. They think everybody else is messed up.
You must got some bitch waiting on you and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, see, this is why. This is why I just should have just watched the game and left, dude. Like,
all right, so
the fuck, man.
So you came out. How did you get out here again?
My friend.
What type of car does he drive?
Oh, man. It's like a Kia type of car. I don't know if it's a Kia, but it's a small 4-door car like that, in that type of model.
What color is it?
Like tan.
And was it just the two of you that rolled out together? Did anyone roll out from Milwaukee with you?
No, it was just us two.
Two of us?
He said there probably was gonna be some chicks over there. You know, like I said, the Stephanie girl is an older woman. She, you know, likes to party, drink, you know, watch the game. She cooks.
Sure.
Cool. Fuck it. Let's watch the game. Shit. I was only gonna probably go to my mom's house and watch the game there, and my mom has to go to work.
The old made-up name Stephanie.
Here like this. Fuck it. Might as well go. You know what I'm saying?
Did he offer to drive?
And at the same time, cool, I can get the money.
Man, even the judge, they paid attention to the fact that how he responded to certain stuff. So the judge was like, I have no doubt that he's very well versed in understanding court proceedings just by some of the things he was arguing against. So he wasn't no stupid person to court proceedings. He just didn't know how to be his own lawyer. But in doing so, in showing the fact that you were coherent to certain things that you probably shouldn't have been if you didn't understand court cases or was mentally challenged, definitely gave him away. Definitely gave them all they needed to see that you were coherent to stand trial or competent to stand trial.
She been holding for me.
Yeah. Did he offer to drive? Do you have your own car? Did he offer to
No,
drive?
I don't.
How did you guys come?
I don't own a vehicle.
Don't own a vehicle?
Nope.
Do you have any car you can drive at all?
No. I have license.
So you have a...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He don't have that mental illness he can use in his favor.
Don't ever use your niece's nephew.
He got that mental illness that, I wouldn't say go to a medical facility. I would say go to an insane asylum. Go put that nigga over there and let him be with some real crazies. I don't mean mentally, like mentally challenged crazies, like they got deformities or anything like that, or they got autism or anything like that. I mean, go put him over there with real insane people, and let's see how he fare out right there.
Use mom's car or anything like that.
My nephew doesn't have a vehicle. My niece is 14.
Mm-hmm.
What about your mom?
No, my mom doesn't even know how to drive.
She doesn't have a car, doesn't know how to drive?
Listen to
Doesn't
him.
know how to drive.
Does she
She
have a
never
car?
learned.
Okay.
He's
Does she have a car?
still pushing the fact that he don't have a car.
Does she have a car at all? Maybe not that she lets you do.
No.
Does she have a car in her name at all?
I think she did at one point.
Does she right now?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I'm not
Even-
going to say
look,
no because I don't.
Look, even will it now? Peep this. That car was ditched off. They found the car. It come back to his mom's name. This nigga was even willing to throw his mama under the bus because if you wasn't in that car, then what you saying? Your mama been up here and ran over a whole bunch of parade goers. It's crazy, man.
Don't know. I honestly don't know. Me and my mom we was kind of having family issues for a while, so we didn't talk for a while.
Yeah, and Marcus.
Issues that didn't have nothing to do with this. It was between me and her. So we started back talking when I was in Georgia.
What up, Jay Quill?
Whatever she had going on when I was
That's
on the
my
West
guy
Coast,
right there.
coming back to Milwaukee, I don't know. But I can tell you this. My mom is 60-some years old. She's never drove. She doesn't know how to drive. She doesn't even have a license.
Yet she
She
has a
takes the
car
bus to work.
registered in her name.
Which I don't like her doing because Milwaukee.
Sure.
She has to go. She works at Freighter. So she has to go the way her bus
Look at that
comes,
arm.
she has
Look at
to
that
go
arm
like
again.
90.
High up in the air.
Somewhere she told me they don't even have a
The same arm he was cradling.
So it's getting cold as shit, and it's dark out there, and she's just standing out there, and I was just like, damn, I don't.
Yeah, hey, that's a fact. She don't. He wasn't lying about that. She don't have a car no more. But she does have a car still registered in her name, though.
I'm like, you probably gonna have to change your route to catch the bus from downtown Milwaukee on Wisconsin Street, downtown Milwaukee, and then go up because I don't like her.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't like her doing that.
So you just argued a little bit, and then you're saying you walked away yesterday.
Yeah, I just told her. I'm not finna freaking. It was people out there. They would tell you I did not put my hands on this woman. I did not.
Hey,
push
Lady
this
Blue,
woman.
that wasn't the dude from a few years back, because I've known you for a while. That wasn't that dude, was it?
I did not choke this woman.
People
I did not
like-
kick this woman. I did not grab this woman. I did not.
I do kind of remember something on Instagram with you.
Do anything to this woman.
People out there, as in like just regular old civilians.
Just regular
Like,
civilians.
people that know you-
Ran into over a dozen people. We said well over a dozen, quadruple dozens. Probably more than that. Was it Was it like 70 something people, or probably more, even more people that got injured? That's crazy. I'm surprised, man. That's crazy.
You.
Regular civilians.
Did you meet her by yourself?
That's crazy, Lady Blue. Because when you got away from that dude, I think I had hit you up and stuff, and was asking, was you good? But I remember that because I was definitely watching your Instagram when you was going through that, and was very happy when you got away from it. But yeah, I remember that. Shout out to Lady Blue. She one of my day ones. If y'all don't know, Lady Blue Carter, she been around since when I first started doing YouTube, and this was years ago, and she always been cool with me.
By myself.
No one.
But yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
But no one. And there was people walking up and down the street. Like I said, it was people out because it was daytime, so it wasn't like we was just in some.
That's crazy. I remember when you got away. Just that the picture you took, like when you first got away, like in your face, you just looked so free. I remember that very well.
Just me and her.
Mm-hmm.
It was people out there, Nate.
But anybody that knows you or knows
nobody
her?
that knows me. Mm-hmm. Nobody that knows me. I don't know if it was anybody around that knows her, but I know people were walking up and down the street. People were walking around that park.
Sure.
It was like, basically, we were out in public. Like, if we was out in public, if something would have happened.
Yeah, because I think he had like 76
like,
counts.
Where was we going to go to not be seen?
Oh, you already know, Lady Blue. It's all love.
I might have missed it.
You already know, sis.
You were at the gas station or the park? I know the park's nearby. You met her at the gas station?
No, I'm saying the gas station. No, I met her at the park. The gas station was by the area that we were in. The gas station is by that park.
Yeah, I'm just clarifying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which car were you in when you met her at the?
I didn't meet her in the car. I walked right over there. I walked right over there to the park.
Oh, that's awesome.
She was standing like right.
Hit me up on the gram. Let me know how that go. Take some pictures.
Wherever this entrance to this park.
Shit, turn on your phone and get some interviews. Get your channel started. You feel me?
Park is, like I said, it was people everywhere. So
Yeah.
anybody would see us standing out there. She was standing right there waiting for me. I walked up, gave her a hug.
Look, and I'd give him death row. I'd give him that at the end of the whole thing, but I would definitely make him damn near suffer a life sentence before we take him out. But at the end of it, yeah, I could see that. At the end of it, taking him out, not just letting him die in prison. But as far as the death penalty to begin with, I wouldn't want that to be no short 10 to 15 years and then he gone. Nah, make that nigga serve 30 years and then pull the plug on him.
I was like,
man, I'm a ex-con myself. So I don't wish nothing bad as far as on ex-cons or anybody. I don't wish anybody to ever have to go through that, not even my worst enemy. But for this dude right here, I've never in my life wished that somebody would suffer, especially through torture. But if I had it my way, this dude would be tortured for a life sentence. Torture, not just sitting in prison. And if they did give him the death penalty, this is the type of person, like I couldn't fathom anybody being stoned to death, but here he is. Electric chair, lethal injection, gas chamber, all that is that'd be too easy. For what you did to all these people, I would have chose to stone you.
My friend has my purse, so I don't have the money and all this. I'm like, so you had me come way out here?
Like a power play or something?
That's basically was like, yeah. Okay. You know, you basically, you see how fast you caught on to that, and I was just like, you had me come way out here?
Nah, he didn't catch on to that fast. It didn't take no speed at all to catch on to your BS. They're playing right into him. Like they even play it like yeah, you know what I'm saying, Erica Patterson, I can tell she's not that type of person. And like for the people that had a problem with the things I said about Erica Patterson, if you go watch this full interrogation, even the detectives, they even gave their account on how they felt Erica Patterson was. So they didn't necessarily rep for Erica Patterson in the same manner that they didn't rep for Darrell Brooks. In other words, like the detective said, the same thing I said. If it wasn't for the situation between Darrell Brooks and Erica Patterson, these innocent people do not become injured victims. Period. I know people want to say, you know what I'm saying, oh, Erica Patterson is the victim and all that. No, the victims are the people in that parade for their dumbass situation, because both of them had something to do with that, because Erica shouldn't have never told him where she was, especially if we already have a restraining order. Whether weak-minded or not, the events of that day still happen because of these two people. Hell, even her roommate and her friend Zach, told her not to go, not to meet up with him.
Be around you like that, you had me come way out here to meet you, for you to try to play and shit like this. I said, no, man, I'm gone.
Yeah.
So I'm out.
It was daylight when you met up with her. Was it still daylight pretty much when you walked away from her?
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't. As a matter of fact, Vicky, you right. I forgot all about that. Didn't he hit the brakes when one of the victims was on the truck? He hit the brakes for a brief second just to get that person off and then ran her over. Crazy. That's crazy. I wouldn't even get, man, this dude shouldn't even had a fair day trial. He was guilty, period. We didn't even have to waste no trial money for that. But you know, the Constitution and all that type of stuff. And I can't even believe this nigga tried to use any of that. It's my Fifth Amendment right. It's this right. It's that right. What about the victim's rights, man? Yeah, she shouldn't have never met up with him at all. Not, especially not 2 days in a row. Because at first they was talking about he put his hands on her on the 20th. Because even the detectives asked her, well, why if he put his hands on you the day before the 21st, why did you go back and meet up with him then? They asked her that in court also. And she changed it up and said he put hands on her on the 21st. Which, I mean, I low-key believe by the videos and stuff. We don't have video of the other thing. But it's just, it's funny because y'all was together 2 days in a row.
It was broad daylight. That's what I'm saying. Like, people outside, everything going on, people walking around the park.
Yeah, he said the car had issues. It was a recall on the car or something.
Anybody would have saw us talking. Anybody would have saw if anything happened. Mm-hmm. Anybody would have saw if I did something to her, she did something to me, if I ran from the scene, if I did this. Anybody would have seen it.
Do you know how she got out here to meet you out here? She didn't say?
She's apparently been staying out here.
Okay. So
this is what she told our mutual friend. I don't know if that's true.
All right.
I haven't talked to her and haven't seen her in like almost a month.
That's fine.
So I don't know.
You said
that's what I was looking for. Thank you, Lady Blue. I was looking for that word earlier. Stockholm syndrome. As far as Erica Patterson being manipulated by this dude, especially coming from a teenager up until now, 16 years. There could definitely be some Stockholm syndrome in there, which is messed up. Yep, a trauma bond. Well, that same trauma bond ended up with over 70 people injured that had no idea what was going on.
You don't know where your phone is. We're talking your cell phone, right?
Yeah.
You're not sure.
Yeah, and then he caught her.
That with you?
And she gave it right up. Here, come to me. Basically. Like I said, her friend and them said, don't give him the address. Don't tell him where you are. Don't go meet up with him. She still did it. And he didn't know where she was. Like she said, she was up in Waukesha trying to get away from him. So if you was trying to get away from him, why did you bring that man back around you? You should, man, if you start running, don't stop. Keep running.
That your phone that you have with you all the time? Because you seem, I don't know where it is. I don't have it. You seem confused. It's missing. Is that something?
Yeah, well.
You?
Damn, Lady Blue, I'm so sorry to hear that.
If you go somewhere, do you take your phone?
Absolutely. Okay. My mom just got me that phone. It's my first ever iPhone.
That's when you know you got a messed up person. A person that go kill your animal and stuff like that. They do that just because they trying to hurt anything that you love. because they want it to be about them. So they try to hurt you by hurting things that you like, things that you love. The same thing happened when in crimes of passion, when people go off and, a man go off and chase down his woman, kill her parents and all the family members and all that. And most likely they usually do that right in the face of the other person because they want to hurt them.
First kind of thing, but she was just like, I got a surprise for you. No, I never had an iPhone.
Hopefully we'll find it for you. And that's the number with the 610, if I had to call you after today, the 610, whatever.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. That's why I was asking him. I said, man, when I told them, I said, look, y'all, I'm reaching for my ID. That's why I said, how can y'all not find my flip-flops?
Look at that arm. Look at that arm. Look at that right arm.
I had on some Green Bay Packer flip-flops because it was game day.
Okay, were you out here at all Saturday?
No.
You never came into Waukesha Saturday?
Not at all, sir.
Definitely.
Okay. Is there any reason she would tell us anything different?
No. Why would she? She know I wasn't out here.
Women are crazy,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this woman is that crazy to just, she will lie. She's shown that, but then she, like I said, she'll just be like,
Lady Blue, that was a very insecure idiot right there. And I'm glad you got away from that before anything further happened. Because I guarantee you, if you didn't, we most likely would not, we wouldn't be speaking to you in the chat right now. And I'll be one to say I was worried about you, especially when that was happening. But I know reaching out to you at the wrong time could get you in even more shit if you're still in that situation. That's why it took me a minute before I just reached out and all I said was, "Hey, you good?" Basically, you know what I mean? Because that shit, if he's around, that could have sparked anything, and anything could have happened. Like, that shit hurt my heart right now just talking about it.
I was mad. I was drunk. I was mad. And sometimes it's just I was drunk, and I'll be like, but do you know you can't?
Oh, he was definitely doing that to Lady Blue, pushing everything in her life away from her.
Because now they looking at it like, we don't want you around her. And I'm like, and I'm going to be honest with you, I've been back and forth with this woman for 16 years. That's kind of hard to just be like, I'm just going to completely just act like you don't exist. You got a child. Like, I'm tied to this woman. We shared so many moments that
family's important.
Yeah, I just don't want her to. Don't come around me if you're drinking. That's it.
Look, I can see it. When y'all used to have pictures and stuff, I could see it in your face. Me and my wife both was. I showed my wife a picture of you and him one time, and she called it out. She said that ain't a good situation right there. I could see it in that woman's face. That's when I started paying attention to it.
We would never have any issues. Never.
Damn.
Unless she drinks.
So after you talk to her, Darrell.
Yeah, I'm super happy you got away from him, Lady Blue.
They found it was cold yesterday.
And if it take being single the rest of your life just to never end up with that, because you never see that type of shit coming. You never see them type of dudes coming because they're just like us real men when they're trying to get what they want. They will emulate us, carbon copy us to get what they want. Then once they got what they want, it all changes. Next thing you know, you living with the devil. But before all that happens, they the sweetest thing. They if not even better than some of us real men, because we'll still stay a man. And you know what I mean, we're gonna be honest, this is me and this is who I am, man. You could deal with, you know what I mean? That's how we gonna do it. But some of these type of narcissistic type of evil dudes, they will be like just put it like this, ladies. If it seems to be unbelievable, that's probably because it is.
You didn't have a jacket. Did you have a jacket with you?
I didn't initially have a jacket because, like I said, I was riding with somebody else. So I figured.
But you didn't bring one in anticipation of the cold?
I didn't because
and the day you hear about him, that you'll be overjoyed. Because I know still, even though you're not with that person no more or nothing like that, I know that still bother you every day, even just walking outside your house. I know it does. And I'm sorry I'm so sorry you got to feel like that.
I'm going from the house right to wherever we're going. So it wasn't like I'm finna hang out with y'all.
No, he doesn't. He's obsessed with Erica, the one he can control.
Having a few cold ones. And then I was getting dropped back off home.
So what happened, Darrell, where you ended up? So I know you say you're not familiar with the area. So
At all.
I'll lay this out for you.
That's what sucks, to be still have to be tied to
you're
stuff.
kinda near this park,
And that mortgage stuff is finicky. It's not easy to get out of certain things that you're tied to with people. Real shit.
Ahead of where you're talking, based on my knowledge of the city. It's right near Stephanie's.
Especially a mortgage.
The game and Marcus is there. You came out here with your phone because you take it with you. How did you end up at this guy's house? Now you said when you walked away from Erica, did she go the other way? You walked away.
From what I remember, she just stood there.
Okay,
she was just standing there like.
Right.
Well,
so you walked away and it was over.
It was over.
It was over. How did you end up at a guy's house asking to use his phone, which is blocks away from Stephanie's? Okay, I can tell you that based on my knowledge of the city, based on approximately where you're telling me it is, without your phone in your shoes. You understand where that's kind of weird? How did you get to be over there? What happened?
If you didn't have a car.
Yeah, but what basically happened with that was when I got back over here by old girl house, I just said, because I don't really know Stephanie like that. It's my friend's friend.
That's crazy. Because he mentioned the fake name Stephanie more than he mentioned his friend's name. It's always mostly just his friend. But Stephanie is Stephanie. Whoever the hell Stephanie is.
Whatever the case may be. They was getting into it about pretty much the same thing that I was getting into it with Erica about. I was just like, him.
Who's him?
Marcus. Him, her, and whoever else, Stephanie.
Was there anyone else there other than
Yeah, at her house, yeah.
Okay.
A few girls that I didn't know. But
oh, well, see, now dude got a different situation to mess with, because if you got married to another man, now he got that dude to worry about. Because one thing you don't do is mess with somebody with a man's wife. Congratulations.
they had already said it was gonna be people over there.
Okay. All right. So
I was pissed because I feel like I just met up with her, with my baby's mama. I just met up with her for absolutely nothing. You tell me, okay, you out here in Waukesha, I'm out here, let's meet up, I got your money, and then I walk over there and you don't have the money. Or you do or you don't, you just ain't gonna give it to me, however the case may be. So I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Well, hold on.
When I get back,
got you pissed, but
when I get back over there, I'm pissed.
Okay.
They was getting into it, and he like, man, come on, bro, we just finna go. And I'm like, what the fuck going on? Like,
still don't explain how you lose.
Now y'all into it. He like, man, this bitch tripping, whatever, let's go. I'm like,
look, it still don't explain how, like, I understand him saying I didn't have a jacket because I didn't think I'd be outside. I get that. But how do you end up at the person's house blocks away without your shoes?
nah.
And it's freezing.
No. I'm like, I'm out, dog. And I just started
Marcus
walking.
wanted to leave.
He wanted to leave, but I don't know what the fuck he was on. He probably didn't even get into
Look,
it.
I had said that in my last video. Somebody said that the lady that's his friend wasn't Stephanie. That's why I'm like, that's a made up name there, because I got to go back to the trial to see what that girl name was, because that part I don't even think I was really paying attention too much to the part where she got up there, because truth be told, I didn't really want to see anybody that was in favor of painting him in a good light. I just, you know what I mean? I just didn't want to see that.
But he out there like, man, let's just go, bro.
How long have you known Marcus?
I know Marcus for years.
Okay. I'm gonna be straight with you, because you've been asking me for that all along. That doesn't make sense.
I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't think nobody should even entertain him trying to put charges on your husband. If they know what he did to you, like, why are we entertaining anything he got to say? You know what I mean? Not nothing against your family. I just don't think it should even been an option to entertain anything he had to say.
It was getting later in the day. I mean, after the Packer game, you're talking 3:30, 4 o'clock. It was getting cold. I was outside for a while.
Yeah, about like
So
3:30, yeah.
by the time you're talking, it was getting cold. All right. Marcus is ready to leave because this bitch is being crazy. He's like, I'm out. You just went through the same experience from what you're telling us. You live in Milwaukee.
I don't know what
You know, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. Like, I know there's real people named Marcus, DeMarcus, all that. But one name or two names, as a matter of fact, let's go three. There's three names that's always gonna come up when a man is lying. That's Marcus, David, and Mark. I don't know why that is, but those are the main three names. And maybe every now and then you'll get a Robert Bobby. You know what I mean?
I mean, I told you about me. Lay it out. I know you don't know exactly what happened, but who are you going to trust more? Marcus, who you've known for years, or Stephanie? Why would you walk away, walk all the way down to where you did, leave your phone in the apartment apparently?
No, I did.
Along with your sandals,
I didn't leave it.
and go down to where you were and not take the ride back to Milwaukee. You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
That doesn't make sense.
I don't know if he left and went back to Milwaukee though. I don't know if he did that.
But how are you going to get back if you don't get in the car?
Right.
I called an Uber.
It don't matter what you did. How are you going to get back if you don't get in the car? If you rode up there with him, but you're saying, I don't know if he's going back. Why would that? So it's just a one-way trip up to Waukesha, then you got to find your way back? Come on, bro. That don't make no sense. Why wouldn't you get in the car with him? That's your ride, no matter if he's going back or not. So if you don't get in the car with him and that's your ride, you're just going to call an Uber, spend money to get home? Okay, but that still doesn't explain why you had to go to somebody else's house that you don't know, barefoot, no jacket, to get them to call the Uber. You said you ordered an Uber and I'm supposed to wait for him over here. Can you call him for me? See, the first thing I would have said if I was that guy at that house, I would have thought something was wrong and wouldn't have helped that dude with nothing, because how do you need to call the Uber from my phone if you ordered the Uber, which you have to order from a phone? And you can't say, I don't have no phone service, because you gotta have phone service to order the Uber, idiot. So what I gotta say about the guy that opened the door and tried to look out for him, I understand, you know what I'm saying, but sometimes you can't always be the good Samaritan. Sometimes you gotta pay attention and have common sense enough to see that there's a manipulation game going on here. Uber is through a phone that has service. So how is this dude gonna call the Uber if Uber don't even give you the real phone number to the driver? You literally have to call the driver through the app, and the driver has to call you through the app, and they give you some fraudulent number to connect you with. That's it. They even tell you not to give your real numbers out. So how in the hell was that person whose house you went to gonna call the Uber for you? That don't make sense.
That's what I did.
So what happened? How did you get all the way to where you went? Because there's all these businesses in between where you were and where you got to.
Yeah, I definitely understand it. Some people just good-hearted, and the first instinct that most humans have, even bad humans, when you see something, your first instinct is to help. Just like if something goes wrong, if something bad happens and it startles you, your first instinct is one of two things: fight or flight. You get frightened, your first instinct is fight or flight. Like, you ever notice when somebody scares you, like your siblings or something, you come around the corner, coming down the hallway, they scare you. And if your mind, that quick thinking thinks that it's too late to get away, the first thing you do is swing. But your mind works so fast that it has two options at that point: fight or flight, naturally, not by thought, just by natural selection, natural habit. So with dude, I gotta say, the guy that opened the door, he had a big heart and was willing to help. But the dude, you see how dude come up to him. Excuse me. Yeah, excuse me. First thing he says is, I'm homeless. Well, nigga, if you homeless, where you catching an Uber to? Where is he catching an Uber to? The next homeless shelter? Downtown in another city? None of it made sense. So I'm like, I know that guy has to feel like anything could have happened to me in that moment. And the fact that Darrell Brooks was who he was that day, that night, that man may never open up his heart to help another person in life. Sad.
This is what I'm saying. I had my flip-flops on. I had them.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Jay Jones.
Where did they go?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if when they slam me down, they just never. I don't know.
Listen.
I'm not throwing two doors. Not just.
He said when they slammed me down while having that arm extended and basically up in the air, where you're literally using your shoulder muscle that you was holding. So you're talking about them slamming you on the ground still, not realizing they're watching your arm.
What?
So you had your flip-flops.
I had my Green Bay Packer flip-flops on. Yes.
Green Bay Packer. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I wasn't just walking around with no shoes. That didn't happen until after the fact. That's what I'm trying to say. Like.
So I guess another question I would have for you is if you had your phone too, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't leave it at the apartment.
No. That's
Yeah.
why I was telling you it should have been on the grass. Remember, I described the phone to you. I said it's black. It has a cracked screen.
Yep. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Why are you asking other people to use their phones? Why is that guy letting
My
you?
phone was dead.
Okay. When did it die?
I have no idea. And I didn't have a charger.
But you used it for the three-way call.
And I used his phone for the three-way call.
Okay.
Like I said, we got a mutual friend named Michelle. Me and Erica do. I've known Michelle just as long as I've known Erica. She was the one that was telling me.
There go the name, Michelle.
Baby mama, y'all not talking because she trying to get in touch with you. I said, yeah, I know. She probably trying to get in touch with me. Well, I'm finna merge y'all. That's how I end up talking to her and telling her, I'll walk over and meet you to get the money or whatever, give you a hug, give you a kiss, whatever. I had my flip-flops on then. I wasn't
like that nigga always got to throw. That's how you know he's obsessed with this girl, because he got to make it seem like she's obsessed with him. Every time he speak on him going to meet up with her, he got to keep throwing in shit they didn't ask, like give you a hug and kiss. I'm not having sex with you, and that, you know what I mean. Ain't nobody asking you all that, but that's kind of a sign of how you know he's obsessed with this girl. He got to make it in his head like she's stuck on him.
And just because the way he was making it seem like I was just running around with no shoes.
Yeah. Jay Jones was just saying,
like,
Michelle.
no.
I mean, it was pretty cold. You didn't have a jacket or a sweatshirt.
Well, I didn't have a jacket to begin with.
Okay.
I didn't have a jacket to begin with, but I'm saying my shoes, I had flip-flops.
But you had a jacket before?
I never had a jacket.
Okay.
I had flip-flops.
Right.
Green Bay Packer
Flip-flops,
flip-flops.
no jacket.
Look, I never had a jacket. I had flip-flops, which are not the same thing, not even close. So he's asking you about a jacket. You keep talking about flip-flops, trying to push them away from the fact that you had a jacket because you know you ditched that. The crazy part is I think they found the jacket in the same place they found the slippers.
Right, because I didn't feel like I was going to be like, I'm not going to be outside. Well, I'm thinking I'm not going to be outside. If I'm just going from a car to a house, there's no reason for me to have a coat on or...
Yeah, it is. You still go outside to go
That's
travel.
just like if I had a car and I know I'm finna go somewhere And I'm like, I'm just going from here to there. Well, there's no reason for me to just get all bundled up and do all this and that.
Yeah, it be making
Well,
him feel
there was
good
still a
to
bunch of people out when
make
you
him
left?
think
When you
Erica
left
was
Erica?
stuck on him.
It was still daytime.
Okay,
It was
so
still
there were a bunch
daytime.
of people when you were talking to Erica. There were still a bunch of people when you left Stephanie's.
When I was no, I wasn't talking.
When you left Stephanie's,
It was still daytime.
it was still daytime.
Yes.
Okay. Were there still a lot of people out?
It was
Kinda
still
like there were?
still people out.
Okay.
It was still people out.
That
not a
nigga
lot
can't.
in
He
that
can't
area,
help. He can't
but
stop waving them
there was
arms
A
up.
lot of people out.
Okay.
Like I said, it looked like something was. I don't know what the hell. But it was a lot of people out, and it was like I said, it was people.
Now, mind you, his shoulder hurting, and he just lifted himself up by both hands in his chair, but his right arm is messed up bad.
It was older couples walking down the street. It was younger people walking down the street.
It
People
looked
just,
like an event or something was going on.
I don't know, but it kind of seemed like it was a lot.
See how he
like
talking
there was
himself into
something
it?
going on.
Oh yeah, we
it was
about to
vibrant.
we
There
about to
was a lot of
stop.
people
We'll
everywhere.
continue this
Walking up
later.
and down the street.
Everywhere. It's people. That's why I'm saying, like, if I got into a fight with her right there, it would be impossible for somebody to not be like, hey.
All right, you guys, man, I'm stopping it at an hour and 27 minutes. We definitely went a lot longer in this live than I expected to. I usually try to do it about an hour, but I won't lie, almost 3 hours. I had fun, great conversation in the chat and everything, man. I appreciate all you guys being here. If I have time later on today, we will do part 3 of this, of the interrogation, because I would like to get through the interrogation, and I would do another video. Maybe if my edit is done, we'll jump into the first day of the trial and keep coming back to the interrogation. But I do want to get into that trial, because that's where that's where the steak and potatoes is. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta, for people that haven't seen it, we do gotta do kind of a character build up. And you know what I'm saying? So that everybody can kind of understand what's going on. Because if you just watch the court case without watching the interrogation, I don't think you should do that. I think you should watch everything. And you don't have to watch it in order, but you do got to watch this interrogation to understand the court case and how deep the manipulation and lies and bullshit was pulled in that courtroom. Because everything changed once he got in front of that judge. See, he got 2 men here right now, so he talks different. He trying to be bros with them. He almost want to see what they doing after work. Maybe we can go get some drinks. But when he's in there and he's going against Attorney Opera and Judge Darrell, and yeah, they threw Zach or I think his name is Zach or whatever, the other attorney, they threw him in there. They got to have a male presence. They're going against a male. That's why he sits closest to Darrell Brooks. He sits on the outside. Y'all got to pay attention to how shit work. That's why he sits on the outside like that. That's why he was actually a part of that case, because they needed a male counterpart right there with them. Because when he gets in that courtroom, everything changes, because now he's talking to women instead of talking to these men. He didn't pull, even when he got mad, he didn't pull that bullshit with these guys like he pulled with Judge Darrell. You dig what I'm saying? Hence back to the part where I say, dude got women issues. He thinks he's superior to all women. He thinks it's a man's world. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, man, shout out to all of y'all, man. And man, major love and respect to Lady Blue Carter. You know, we always here for you, sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate your husband for taking care of you and always protecting you. And I hope everything is nothing but up for you. I really do. And I'm always here. You know, you on Instagram with me. So anytime y'all need to reach out and y'all want to talk to us or whatever, don't ever hesitate. You know I got you. You family. All right? Anyway, without further ado, man, like, comment, and subscribe. I love y'all, man. Thanks for tuning in with your boy Big Dice. And hold on, I just seen some accolades. Vicky repping for you, boy. I'm gonna get a little conceited right now. Vicky says, this is great commentary, man. I appreciate it. All love to you for that. All love to you for that. But check it out. We'll be back, man, so we can have a little bit more fun with this case, man. Not that it's fun like that, but it's fun for us to discuss certain shit and bring a little awareness to some things. So with that being said, man, I'm out of here, man. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.